Hey guys, can I join in on the panel this week?
Shut up!
Hello, and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101, the number one podcast called Achievement Hunting 101. Yet again, 2 weeks in a row. With me today is Koosh, Big L, and Exe The Hero. Hey, guys.
Hello. You made the same joke 2 weeks in a row. That's not cool.
I know, I did. I forgot to change it, so that's why I added the 2 weeks in a row thing on there. But I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Elroy. Yeah, so in case you haven't noticed, I'm not Foof. I'm Elroy. And I got invited back for a second time.
A little bit darker, just a tad.
Yeah, you know.
Just a tad.
Here. Plus, we're not under lock and key in Tennessee, or if we are, I don't know about it. So, so don't tell anybody. I still go run outside and all that stuff, and haven't been at work. No, I haven't been at work, but I've been out and about,
Ooh.
A few times. But so anyway, thanks for joining me, gentlemen. We're gonna get this thing kicked off. We're in week 2 of the quarantine. Oh my goodness! So. I am sure that most of everyone's gaming time has probably gone up at least a little bit, except for those who are retired amongst us. But the question is,
retired.
What notable games have you been playing to get you through these difficult times? Mr. Nate, what about you, man?
Well, doing our usual Sunday night World War Z. Good times.
It's a little close to home now with the.
It was a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little weird that first night after the quarantine. It was just like, I don't know, man. It's a little too real. I see zombies everywhere now. But yeah, so we went there and did that. It was Freem and What the Fug and Beer Me and myself doing our usual forever grind, and it was actually really good this week because the servers went down in the middle of our session.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
No, this is good though. So normally we get on and we do multiplayer and we have to play matches against people.
Ugh.
And sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but sometimes it's really frustrating. This time, however, when the servers went down, our other team never loaded into the map. So we had free run of the map. And matches were over really quickly, and we won every match. So we got the win bonus and we got performance bonuses, and it was fantastic. So we just ran around capturing every point at the same time, and we got the max win bonus. We were making money, we were making XP, ran almost through a level, almost took one character up to level 13, which normally takes like 2 nights. Got it done in like 1 night, no problem. And then we ran out of time. So we did that for about an hour of just running through and just chatting and playing. And then,
was it, so does the other team not ever reload or what?
Yeah, they don't ever reload. It's the exact same team. Looks like they're loading in. I don't know if they were actually doing the same thing we were, but we never actually saw them in the map. And as far as we knew, we were playing against nobody. But we were getting XP for it. And we're getting money for it. And we're getting, XP towards guns, XP towards characters. So we just we're like, we're going to ride this as far as we can. So we did it for an hour. And then it was like, okay, it's bedtime. And then, of course, today we saw a message saying that they fixed their problems. You can get into multiplayer matches now. We're like, oh, I guess that's never going to happen again. So, but yeah, that was fun.
Hey, man, right place, right time. That's awesome.
So we made a ton of progress that we normally take us like 2 weeks. We got done in 1 week. So not bad.
Oh, cool, man. Anything else interesting?
Yeah. I am in a competition with Freemhole and Chewy and Shabibble Bobble, and we are trying to do the RTDL, but in scavenger hunt mode. Trying to see who can get the most achievements. Right now, Freem and I have been going neck and neck. I think we're both at 18 right now. I know he's got maybe 1 or 2 more that are doable in the next day. And I probably have 2 more, maybe I can get. I know I can get 1 more, maybe get 2 more. So it's going down to the wire. We got 1 day. After recording tonight, I'm going to try to squeeze in a little bit of time. And then tomorrow at 8 p.m. my time, it's over. So So we shall see. But I have been grinding away at Soul Axiom.
Oh, oof.
Oh, so that answers my next question.
Yeah.
Have any of you had the pleasure?
Yeah, I played that one. That was difficult to get into. It's it's a little sci-fi, and there's a lot of mechanics in there. And if you put it down for a while, you're going to forget how to do everything because you have to like do something and then undo it. And there's like all these different powers you have to use, and so I too much time passed before I got over the learning curve, and so when I went back to it, it was just like, oh man, I don't remember anything.
Now, were you playing it naturally, or did you guide it?
Oh, guide it, of course.
I figured.
Do you have to ask? It's Elroy.
I mean, the way he was describing it, it sounded like he had been playing naturally, which was confusing.
I don't know if he knows how to play a game without a guide at this point. It's pretty easy. You just turn on the Xbox and enter a game.
Right.
Cut him some slack. He's without his achievement factory for a little while. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
they're all right.
This game is basically a stroll plane, but you do have said weird powers, the ability to phase things, certain things, blue things, in and out of existence, the ability to play green things, so like rewind them in time and fast forward them in time and then pause them in time. And there's a couple other powers as well. There's an explosive power, so some things you can destroy, and then you can corrupt some other things, but that's really basically another explosion. Yeah, I had dove this and I thought it was okay. And I was like, yeah, I'll play this. But then it showed up on the scavenger hunt and I was like, oh crap. And I knew it was a wide range of values. So I was like, I'm going to have to play like 70% of this game to make sure that I hit it. And it really took me until today, playing almost to the end of the first playthrough in the game, to get the achievement I needed. And it's an interesting game. I don't know that I would really enjoy it without a guide, and I know that I haven't really enjoyed it with a guide.
It's quite the endorsement right there.
Yeah,
I want to play this one.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate. I'm right there with you, man.
And part of that is because of the guide. So whoever did the guide, thank you. Number one, thank you for doing it. Number two,
you can't see air quotes.
Revise, and error check. So there are times where they're like, turn right. No, you actually have to turn left. And then they're like, oh, go down this hallway and then go right and then go left. And it's just like, well, your right and your left and your going down a hallway is different from my going down a hallway. It's really weird. So it was very confusing. I don't know if it was because I was in a rush or if the walkthrough could have used a little bit more help, but so take that with a grain of salt. I have played it through one time. I now have to go through a second time and do some stuff. And I'm not doing any contests next week or next month, aside from the crab. But once crab is done, I'm going to be in cleanup mode.
I was waiting for it, Elroy.
Crab battle.
Yeah, I've got too much stuff laying around, and I need to put it all away. So.
Oh man, that's so funny. I'm so glad you said that about the guide, because I just thought I was just stupid or something. Like, man, I'm just not following basic directions here. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
No, it's worded weird. It's described weird. Some things are wrong.
Thank you for verifying that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fantastic. I'm sorry. That's a terrible experience.
But it's almost over.
Which one was it? I'm just curious. I don't think I probably got that far. But...
Oh gosh, I had. It was really, get to, I think, the last level before you have to do boss fights. They're boss fights. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you read that far.
I don't think I made it that far. I remember it was something where I had to find a bunch of letters and shoot lava at them or something.
Yeah, I had to get like the fourth power. Let's see what it was. Soul Axiom. In space, no one can hear you scream. So I had to finish the space station level.
I don't think I think I got stuck in the museum, and the directions for the guide were just so bad in the museum I couldn't go any further. Yeah, it was talking about statues, and it was just not happening.
Yeah, the museum wasn't great. That was a tough one. There were one or two levels that were just like super painful, and I do remember that one being not great.
Yep. Oh man. All right. Well, Mr. L, what about you, man? What you been working on?
Oh well. You might not want to hear about this, but I've developed some crabs.
They sell shampoo for that, right?
I don't think you could find any cleaning products anywhere, especially in New York.
Oh, I bet that's true.
So on my crab list, I got this wonderful ACA Neo Geo puzzle bobble. The one I needed was to get 2 million points, and that's in the original mode, so that's not so bad, right? Because you can save at any time in the original mode. The main ooh, pop one open for me. The strategy is basically to do bad on purpose and let the balls pile up, and then win, and then you get like 1 million points for that run. And if you do that on the first 2 levels, that's it. You got your 2 million. Well, easy enough to do. There's actually 3 million points to get in the original, but after I got that done, I wanted to do the high score mode. And in the high score mode, you cannot save it. And let me tell you, it took me a couple of hours to get this done. I felt very embarrassed.
What?
I know.
I'm pretty sure I did that whole game in like 17 minutes, dude.
Yeah, did you not use the hidden levels? There's a guide for that, you know?
I did. I looked at video guides, and I saw what you had to do. You had to just pile up a bunch of balls.
Yeah, it's not.
Maybe I didn't look
crazy.
at Sangrius's. Yeah, I know he did it in like 3 seconds. Well, anyway, I persevered and got it done. I was not going to be content with the gentleman's 900, so...
Nor should you be on that game.
No.
Yeah, really.
I mean, that's
with that said, it's got
ones.
1368 TA, so it's not a gimme. And the completion estimate
it really is. It really is a gimme.
Well, completion estimate is 1 to 2 hours, so I guess I'm not the only one. I don't feel that bad.
You should, though.
Okay, I haven't looked at the completion estimates. How many are 0 to 1 then? It's got to be like really close. Because I mean, with that guide, the hidden levels guide, I mean, it would
be nice if more people actually put their estimates. Oh my gosh, 35 people did 1 to 2, and 21 people did 0 to 1, and then there was 9 estimates of 3 to 4, 3 estimates of 4 to 5, and 2 estimates of 5 to 6. All right, so I don't feel as bad. Yeah, they're just terrible at games, but oh my gosh,
try harder, people.
So what I need to do is hop on the Win 10 version and get that done now. I still somewhat remember it.
Well, you got the muscle memory in.
Yeah, I was saying it should go quicker, right? I mean, you should be in the 0 to 1. Then
it should be.
It's probably not worth as much.
Trivia question for you guys.
Oh yeah.
Not that kind of.
What old home console was that game on, and what was it called?
Oh man, that was Neo Geo, man.
No, Bubble Bobble. I played Bubble Bobble on PS1.
I'm editing, so I'm going to jump in here before I get to the rest of the panel. My guess is Doom on the PC.
That's not Bubble Bobble. I mean, it's the same characters, but Neo Geo's where they had the Bust a Move stuff.
Oh, the what?
Bust a Move, man.
Yeah, it was called Bust a Move on the Super Nintendo.
Damn it. I thought I had it.
Why it was called Bust a Move, I don't know. You are not busting any moves.
It's a dancing simulator. Right?
Is Bubble Bobble a different game from Puzzle Bobble?
Bubble Bobble is a completely different game. That was an NES game.
And they also have Rainbow Islands.
It was the same characters.
Rainbow Islands, Bubble Bobble 2.
It was a different game.
My wife and I, Kelly, she really likes Bubble Bobble. That was like her game, so we used to play it all the time together. And I actually have a copy of the Bubble Bobble 2 for NES. I got it for her like a long time ago when we were dating, and apparently it's worth a lot of money now. It's like one of the harder to find. Yeah, it's like one of the harder to find NES games for some reason.
I
don't know, but I got it.
So there's your retirement plan.
I think it came out like near the end of the life cycle of it or something, and then it's a popular game, because it's Bubble Bobble, and so I think that's why it went up in price. But
do you remember if it was co-op or take turns? I know it was 2 players.
Oh, it's co-op.
Is it co-op? Okay.
Oh, it's co-op. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
For show.
And then I got it on an emulator. I got like a little emulator downstairs, and it has all those games on there. But it has Bust a Move and has Rainbow Islands, Bubble Ball 1, Bubble Ball 2, all those. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's congratulations on getting a game done that should have taken 20 minutes.
Stop that. Did it take you 20 minutes? Did you do it quick?
I think so. Oh. Well, I think I started, and then I read that I was struggling
even with the guide. I knew what to
saw
do.
The guide, and then I was like,
I just couldn't line up the hit, and it was also like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, I mean it's a little tricky, but I mean I don't know that it's that tricky. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you were sitting really far from the TV and just couldn't line it up or something.
Next time I'm going to put like a ruler and draw on the TV. Because the first level lines it up for you, but the second level doesn't.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
I just pulled up my stuff. I got my first achievement. I started with caravan mode because I'm a badass. But caravan mode, my first one, 2:57 p.m. And I got my last achievement at 3:19 p.m. 22 minutes.
There you go.
Now, did you do research beforehand?
Probably. I can't answer that. Probably.
Now that actually brings up another interesting question. When you open up a fresh new ACA game, and by fresh and new I mean it's only 26 years old, but when you open up a brand new on the Xbox and everything, and so which mode do you go into first? Because I do caravan first as well.
I did. I usually do original because you can save and get to learn the game. The worst is trying, but then when you do that first and you accidentally pause it during the other two modes, it's like, oh god, still the worst programming ever. The worst.
No.
I'm sure you guys have done it, right?
Yeah, the game reset in original mode tops that one.
That is the worst because you get like in a zone where you're like, oh dang, got hit. Pause, up, restart.
Yes.
All that, and then you hit reset game. Oh god,
because the D-pad doesn't know what you're doing. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well it freaks out, man.
Yeah, Hamster hasn't really figured out how to do a menu yet.
But they did it in Win 10.
Win 10 works fine.
So, what's the hold up there? But no, I always save the original mode for last because I always do it at level 1 instead of 4, and so I don't want to get where I'm used to everything being really easy, and then right before I go into caravan and high score mode, I want to like coast out nice and easy kind of a thing. So
that's pretty much my logic too.
Yeah.
All right, X, tell us some more of your logic.
Well, I don't have too much to update from last week. I have spent the last week playing Animal Crossing and Pokemon. At least I didn't say Pokemans. But I did take a detour at Mr. Roy's suggestion, if I recall. I'm not gonna quote exactly, but he said, all right, now I'll bet y'all and Kelsey can't go on and play that dang there hidden through time game without, using that dang old guide who I'll tell you what. And I'm like, all right, bro, challenge accepted.
You sound just like him.
Yeah, that was pretty good,
That was uncanny, right?
So we started at about midnight because, we're online teachers now, so we don't have to go to bed. So we started at like midnight. We're like, let's do a couple levels. Couple levels go by, a couple more levels, and the next thing we know, it's 3 a.m, and we're like, oh man, we should probably finish this level and go to bed. And then we ended up doing one more anyway, and then we went to bed at like 3:15. But Mr. Roy, the completion estimate for this game is 1 to 2 hours, and it's a lot like Neo Geo. It's a lot like Puzzle Bobble because a lot of the estimates are 0 through 1. And that is including the online grind. So we played this game 3 hours and 15 minutes, and we are only about halfway through the campaign.
That is terrible, man. What has happened to you?
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, that is awesome, man. That is really good news. I'm so glad this retirement is taking to you and all of that.
Well, here's the thing. Let me do a very mini deep dive review, a shallow dive, I guess, of this game. If I were to have played it with a guide, I would have followed Mr. Bills, and I'd have just been like, click here and click there and click there and done. Under an hour, maybe a little over. Instead, we're taking the time to actually look at the levels. Did you know that if you click on anything, you can literally click on everything, and it has a little noise in the animation it does?
Yeah, some of them are really annoying.
No, it's adorable, though. Like, they put a lot of love into that. Like, you can click on everything, you can interact with everything. For those of you unfamiliar with the game, it's Hidden Through Time. It's $8, so it's pretty cheap. It's basically Where's Waldo, the video game. It's not like the Artifacts Mundi point and click, hidden object puzzles. It's not like that at all. It's just a giant scene, and they give you, well, it depends on the level, but like 5 through 10 objects to find, and you just zoom in and you find them. And it, again, if you've ever played Where's Waldo, you know that he has, a red hat and a red and white striped shirt.
Wait, what?
Then you'll find a guy with like a pink hat and a white and red stripe, and, it's pretty close, and it challenges you. If you like hidden object, kind of point and click puzzly stuff, I highly, highly recommend this one. If you're an achievement hunter and you're just going to follow the guide, it's $8. You'll get your 1,000 points in probably about an hour. So, 10 out of 10 for achievement hunters. But if you actually want to play and enjoy a really cute game, also, I'm giving this a solid 10 out of 10. Thank you for the suggestion, Mr. Roy.
Wow. So Well, let me tell you the thing I didn't like about the game. I mean, I thought it was a cool game because I grew up with the Waldo books and everything like that. And you had to find. I wasn't sure how the wizard came into the universe. Yeah, I knew Waldo, and then all of a sudden there's a wizard everywhere, and he's losing scrolls and all this crap. And I didn't quite follow that. I realized he had a dog, and there, you had to find the bone, the dog, and all that. Yeah, I did all the Waldo books, man. And so, but the wizard, I didn't get that part. But anyway, maybe it was his dad or something. Who knows? But in this game, like they're telling you to find these objects, and so. There's like, find this little rock. And the rock is literally about 4 pixels wide by 3 pixels tall. And it's like hidden like right next to something that's moving. And so it looks like a speck on your TV. Like, and so like, what? I don't see the fun in that. I'm sorry. But if it was a little more obvious, I would. Do
you want to bet that he never zoomed in?
Honestly, I didn't even know you could.
What the heck, dude?
He said.
Yeah, did you know that there
explains
are hints
everything
by every object?
Yes, that was the other thing I was going to say. There were hints about every object. Yep, there's a zoom button. Elroy, you go to options, you go to controls, and you look at the control.
No, you just figure it out on the fly, man.
Or you just push all the buttons and see what happens.
Yes, that works too.
But where I ran into the trouble, not of it, the regular levels, because I mean, obviously I knew where everything was, because Bill's like, oh, you can just click here, and so I know where everything was to click. But then when you get to the online levels, it's like the Wild West out there, man. You don't know what you're going to get, so you have to finish like I think 100 of those things.
I think it's 50.
So 50, okay, I knew it was a lot.
Really?
But when I did it, I was among the first ones to go through it. I guess I don't know, but it like. There wasn't a ton of levels out there. And so I had to actually do some levels that were not the little 5 little items on the screen. Click on all 5 of them, you get your level completed. I actually had to find some crap from people that actually care about this game. And so, oh my gosh, X, please tell me you're not going to create a real level.
I was just going to say, let me double up on your challenge.
Please tell me you're
I
not
am going to make a tough as nails level, and I want you to solve it.
No.
I will call it Elroy's Revenge or something like that. I don't know. I got to work
Elroy's
on the title.
Nightmare.
Yeah, Elroy's Nightmare. There we go.
Oh my gosh! I just realized you're one of those people now. That's crazy. Oh,
but no,
I was going to give him.
I was just saying, Kelsey and I had a genuine blast playing this. We really truly did.
What?
We're going to go back and finish it probably tonight or tomorrow night.
All right.
Oh, I call BS on that time estimate, by the way. Just the online takes an hour.
I guess now there's a bunch of achievement levels where it's just find the one thing. It's literally the only thing there. You click on it, you win. Do that 50 times.
5 items.
Right.
Yeah, I think the minimum is 5.
Yeah, I mean, if there was 50 levels, that'd be super quick. But see, like when I did it, there was only like 20 of those, and I had to scrounge around for. I sorted by completion percentage, and so I found other levels that were easy, but they still were trying on it. I don't know, it was annoying, but. And that's where I found all these little tiny rocks, and yeah.
The eggs are the worst. I will say that. The eggs are horrible.
Yeah. All right.
I just wanted to quickly give my 2 cents.
Okay.
Michelle bought this game, and she said, you should really play this game with your family. And so we did. So all 4 of us played together. And the first thing we saw when we booted up the game was map editor. And my son was like, oh, I want to make a level. I'm like, no. And I said, later. So then we probably got through, I think, the first 4 levels, and it was fun. And then I said, why don't you go to the map editor? I didn't look at the list beforehand, and I just assumed there'd be an achievement for it, but I don't think there was. So this is the first I'm hearing of the online, though, so it's a little grindy.
You just, the map editor that you're talking about, you have to complete 50 user-created maps.
Okay, and then you just look up the achievement ones. All right. It is a fun game, and it's a fair price.
Straight up, I'm not exaggerating. I give it a 10 out of 10. Kelsey and I had a blast playing it. It was $8 worth every penny.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I have high hopes for it, and it's okay.
Zoom in.
It's the best game of that genre, though.
All right, I think we're going to be
graced by Elroy's. Did you play it solo though, Koosh?
I did play it solo. Yeah, nobody plays games at my house but me.
Part of the enjoyment, I think, was us like, go up, and no, I'm scrolling down. Like, no, scroll up, I think I saw something. So then we'd scroll up, be like, oh, never mind, that's not it. Like, damn, I thought I saw something down, but now I lost it.
Oh, yeah.
So it very much, the social experience added
Are you drinking too? plus drinking plus late night delirium. Yes, always fun.
All right, so what have I been playing? What have got me through the quarantine?
Elroy, what have you been playing? What got you through the quarantine?
Well, I have to kind of hedge my bets because I'm still in the stupid GTASC thingy, and so
Garbage.
I have to. I don't know. Literally, you have to score 5,000 points to stay in it at this point each week. 5,000 TA difference every week to stay alive. So I usually find one game to really focus on it for the week, and this week it was Connect Joyride actually. So
you're welcome.
I listened to the
Sounds like a winner.
I listened to the episode that Elle brought it back up, and I was like, oh crap! I totally bought that at GameStop before everything was shut down,
Nice.
and I was going to play it at some point, and I thought, well, I think I'll just go ahead and bust it out now. And man, it is some easy points, and you can do other things while you do it. So like you boot up a level, and so I just start up the level, and I'd set 2 minutes on the clock on my phone, and then I'd go play another game for 2 minutes on my Xbone, and then I'd switch back to the 360, stand up, hit restart, and then sit back down and play.
So it does need to see you?
I didn't actually play. Yeah, I didn't. It won't. Well, there's a problem with it. If you move out of the screen,
right?
It stops. But also, if you put like a giant stuffed rhino in a chair, hypothetically, in the way, that it doesn't recognize that it's you, and so it actually logs you out and logs in like a guest. So my hypothetical situation would lead to a guest signed in when I log back in, and so I'm like, and plus it's only 2 minutes at a time, so I just set close enough in front of it that it wouldn't log me out while I played the other game. So it wasn't a terrible issue. But the other game I was playing while I played air quote Connect Joyride was Pirates of First Star. Yeah, another winner. And so Pirates of First Star.
Hey, you got it for free, so you know. Keep that in mind.
Actually,
keep that in mind.
Yeah, Rocker got it. I don't know where he got it
for free. Everyone got it for free. The game is free.
Oh, is it? Okay,
the devs
I don't know where it
gave
came
it out
from.
for the virus.
Yeah, it's not always
Did
free.
you get one?
Well, Rocker had it, and I don't know where it came from, so I installed it, and I was like, okay, I'll play it. And so, the game is actually not too terrible. You have to kind of stick with it. When you first boot it up, you're like, oh, oof. It's like bizarre, like the art style. Everything is kind of weird. Like they ain't got no arms or legs. Like all it's got is hands and feet. And then there's a head and a torso. So it's like they kind of left off all the extremities, if you will. But they got the hands and the feet for some reason. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And so and their hair is like a different texture than everything else. So I don't know. It's really a unique art style. If you haven't seen it, you should take a look at it. It's kind of bizarre.
Can I ask a question about it?
Sure.
Is it anything like Doom?
That horse is dead, Elle. Come on now. I had a nice dead horse steak 2 nights ago.
I wasn't there for that fun.
Yeah, this game, it also has the font that they use. I think it was Impact. I'm not sure. It wasn't a very good font for a video game, and so that is a font snob. I was a little disappointed in the font selection. I would have gone with a sans serif font instead of a serif font personally, but that's just me. It's a hideous font. Terrible. So once you get past that, when it boots up, a terribly long cutscene to get into it, and then it's difficult to get through the wall. There's like certain achievements that are before this one part where you don't really know what to do, and you have to really grind out some like coins by planning stuff. And there's like a really low point in the game, and I think that's where most people quit out of it. But if you just stick it through there, like. That didn't sound right. If you just stick it out and you make it to the other side of this little, I guess, difficulty wall, then the game runs so much smoother. I think it's right where the bully's on the bridge. If you can beat the bully, the game gets so much easier after that. That was the part that was stopping me, is that he had a yellow exclamation mark instead of a green exclamation mark. Green exclamation mark means you're just going to roll all over him. But the yellow means it's going to be a difficult challenge. Red means don't even try. And so I had to beat him when he had a yellow exclamation mark, and it took me about 10 tries, but I finally beat him, and then the game was easy. I had no more problems in the game after that. So I think that, I don't know if other people experienced that, but anyway. But achievements are all really easy. Most of them are story-based. It has way too much TA for as difficult as it is. I think it's only 20. I think it's 2,500 TA, but ooh, that's an easy 2,500. But yeah, that wasn't bad. And then I finally washed that down with Snaky Bus. I don't know if that was the bus simulator Foof was talking about a few weeks ago.
Definitely.
But I forgot to ask him last week about it. But basically, here's a novel idea. All right, you take a mode of transportation and you put snakes on it.
Yeah,
snakes on a bus, right? Yeah. No, it's actually a like the game of Snake. The one that's been on the flip phone since forever and all that. And it's been around before that. But, the snake game where you can't run into your tail and all that. Well, this one you can run into your tail, but you just can't fall off a ledge or anything. And it just keeps getting more and more hectic. And it has like ragdoll physics. It's actually a blast to play. And it's super easy. It's only a 1 to 2 hour completion. So it was perfect for me. And, yeah, it was awesome, man. I would suggest it for anybody. Rocker got that somewhere, and yeah, that's a cool game. You should try it out. All right, there you go. That's all I've been playing.
That might be the quickest you've ever done that. I'm impressed,
man. Thank you, man. I was trying to plow through it, man.
Whoa.
Oh man. Well, that leads us into announcements or epiphanies. Hashtag announcements. Hashtag epiphanies. So, has anybody got anything to announce or declare?
A couple hours ago, I caught a coelacanth in Animal Crossing. That is the rarest fish in the game, so that's pretty cool. I know some people call it a coelacanth, but you're wrong. It's a coelacanth.
Wait a minute. Now you're going to be pedantic about pronunciations?
Pronunciations?
Yeah, enunciations? Pronunciation?
Yikes.
I know.
Yikes.
Need to go back to schools.
Well, I don't know anything about Animal Crossing, so I don't know if that's amazing or not. But congratulations on fishing.
Thank you. Anyone who has the game,
that's always a good activity.
Anyone who has the game will be jealous of my coelacanth. I'm not bragging because I didn't. It's like random. It's RNG, but I caught one and it's awesome.
Does that game have fishing?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
All games do apparently. No. Have y'all noticed more people out fishing now that the quarantine thing's going on? Man, I see a ton of people fishing. I don't know if y'all noticed it or not, but I got little ponds around here, and there's people fishing every dang pond around here.
Yeah, the way we fish over here is
stores.
Yeah, I was going to say, the way we fish is going to the store.
All right. Well, I had an epiphany the other day. I was playing an Artifacts Mundi game.
Did you cut glass with a diamond?
Of course, man. Of course. That's what we do, man. That's how we roll.
I didn't get a text from you though. I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah. No. This was a while back. I had the epiphany the other day, but I played the game longer than that. I'm always going to text you when I cut glass with a diamond.
All right. No hard feelings. I know you'll always text me.
Yeah. That's second only to where she's in a life or death situation and she won't touch something because there's a bug on it, and she's like, I need a net so that I can get the bug off of the thing that I need to save someone's life. I love her priorities.
Next up after that is someone's unconscious and you need to go get some smelling salts to wake them up.
Yeah,
that's got to be a close third.
Bandages and smelling salts. Yep. Shoot. But anyway, my thoughts on the Artifacts Mundi genre is that they are actually the Hallmark movies of Xbox.
Oh no.
They are, aren't they?
They are. They're gloriously predictable. They're all the same with just a few different characters. They all end the same, and they're all just a complete waste of time. So there you go. That was my epiphany, was that Artifacts Mundi games are, in fact, the Hallmark movies of Xbox.
Except that they're fun. I like them.
Yeah. Well, some people like Hallmark movies.
Yeah, that's okay. Fair point.
That's why they keep making them, I guess. My mom, man, she's addicted to those things. We all make fun of her for it.
They need to be narrated by or voiced by Lori Loughlin. That would be perfect, right?
That's who I think of.
Nobody.
That's who I always think of with Hallmark movies. I don't even know if she's been in any.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know who that
Yeah,
is.
I'm not going to
do.
pretend to know who that is
Aunt
either.
Becky
You
from
know.
Full House. Yes, you know who it is.
No, I
She's the one
don't.
that got in
okay.
trouble for the admissions scandal.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's in all the
Yeah, she
Hallmark,
is.
Hallmark movies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. All right, well, there you go. So that leads us into the podcast discussion, the meat of the program, I guess, if you will, the hashtag news. So, Brer Rocker is not here tonight to bring us the Rat Race 2020. He did say that I could briefly give a little something about the game of the week, which was Duck Souls Plus. Did any of y'all happen to play this one?
Sure didn't.
I know.
Nope.
You said that way too happy.
I am
like
so
to.
happy. You have no idea how happy I am to not have played that drivel.
Oh man. Well,
I think
This
it actually
game-
looked good, right?
well,
It looked good.
it's a little different. It's not the Ratalaika game that we deserve, but it was the Ratalaika game that we needed. It was like
Tell us.
it's old school, man. It was like a hard. It's kind of super Meat Boy-ish, if you will, in the sense that you're just going to die a bunch of times, and then it reminds you how many times you died, and then and it's like some parts are just like, oh, okay, give me a break. And it's actually got the 6th highest ratio on it right now of any Ratalaika game. Granted, it's new, right? It's new, and that's not saying a whole lot because it's only like 1,200 points. But yeah, it's a struggle, man. You have to actually think out some of these stages, and it's basically 100 stages. So if you remember 0000, I think I got the right number of zeros in there, right?
Yep,
You
0,
remember
0,
that
0.
one? Yeah, it's like that, but with color and with a little better graphics. And instead of having to do 30-something stages, I forget how many it was on 00000, but I think it was like 30-something. You have to actually play all 100 stages in this one. Now, granted, the 100th stage is just a cutscene, but yeah, so you have to beat 99 stages. And some of them are actually kind of enjoyable. Other ones are just like, oof, man, that was a rough one. Those homing missiles are no joke, man. But yeah, so anyway, if you've played it, congrats. If you finished it, that means you probably are not a millennial, and that you have platforming skills, and that yeah, that was probably a good exercise. I felt like I was a better gamer after I finished it. So there you go.
So what are the
yeah.
what are the souls? Like, do
The
they
souls,
just
well,
name
when
it
you-
with this, hoping people will look up Dark Souls and accidentally buy the wrong game? Or
Probably.
That is a great theory. Great theory.
I think about these things.
No, they actually it actually ties into the game. When you first start the game, you're this duck in what appears to be some I don't know if it's heaven, hell, somewhere. It's like some mystical place, and there's 3 ghost ducks there, and they're like, you're the last one of us that's alive. I don't know, maybe they just got hit by a car or something, who knows. But they the whole family of them, but there's 3 of them, and they're dead, and they're like ghost ducks, and they're telling you, hey, you need to go collect all the eggs so that you can keep the species alive. So this is weighing heavy on you. And so I think mathematically I died a lot more times than I found eggs, because there's an egg to end each stage. So I know I died more than 100 times. And so I think technically I terminated the species, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, they give you like the dash ability to help you navigate the stages, and that's it. So you talk to the ghost on the front end, hence Duck Souls Plus.
That explains.
Yeah. Yeah, perfectly.
Ask and ye shall receive.
Yeah.
glad
No,
I asked.
I don't want to take I don't want to steal Brer Rocker's thunder and ranking it, so I will let him rank it when he gets back. Nor do we have a hashtag hardcore's jewels to look at this week. So unfortunately, that is not going to happen as well. So
I'll be back next week. Don't worry.
So that leads us into a wonderful discussion topic, I think, maybe. I don't know. I was recently, with the quarantine stuff going on, you got a lot more time at the house. And so you have to keep the revolving door of games if you're still not retired. And so you have to keep finding games to feed the beast, right? So I went into the store, and so I was looking at a couple of games. And let me tell you something. I found a new game trailer that I'm all about. So, if you remember, I found one called Rock of Ages 2, and it was glorious. I think y'all watched that one, right? Y'all know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like a Monty Python trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty amazing. Well, I got one that I think is equally bizarre. It's bizarre in a different way. And so I had to bring attention to it. It is called Spartan Fist. Did y'all take the liberty to watch the trailer for this thing?
No, should we?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. There's make sure you get the one that's the correct one. There's a bunch that just have the gameplay, but
all right, I gotta be careful about googling fisting. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, Spartan Fist, got it.
Yeah, there you go. And so, the thing basically boots up, and if you go into Xbox to buy the game, and so the trailer is a live action film.
Wow.
And some chick like wakes up in her apartment, and she looks down at her hands, and oh my goodness, it's not her hands. She has like some boxing glove looking paper mache claw things on her hands, right? And so she's very confused by this. This has never happened to her before, we would assume. And then also for some reason the hands have made her extremely violent, or clumsy, or both. I don't know. And so she's trying to turn off her alarm clock, and she like bashes the table, and then she's trying to get ready to go to work, I think. And so then she's like running around her apartment, just destroying everything. It's not really explained why she has these on her hands. At some point, she's trying to make cereal, and then she like smashes the cereal with her hands, and then she has cereal hands, and that for some reason that was better. And then she looks in the mirror, and then she walks out the door, and then all of a sudden it's pixel gameplay. No idea what was going on. It was amazing. So I just wanted to see if y'all had some other wonderful trailers that you have seen recently that are worth a look.
Well, I haven't seen it recently, but Soda Drinker Pro.
Oh, I've never seen the trailer.
Oh my goodness, you are in for a rare kind of treat. It's like, I'm not going to spoil it. I'll give you, the rundown. This girl walks into a video game store, and she's like, I want that one! And she points to Soda Drinker Pro, and the employee's like, oh yeah, girl. And then it's just like this trippy, like acid trip looking thing. And then there's no soda, there's no gameplay. And then the girl's like, yeah, or something like that. I haven't seen it in years, but if we're talking game trailers, that is the one that stood out to me. Soda Drinker Pro, man. I am
so going to watch that one. I appreciate you letting me know that and not ruining it.
That was when I was teaching 8th grade when it came out. This was 2015, I think. I was like, all right, guys, we got
Wait. Are you sure that math's right?
Yeah, I taught middle school in 2015.
Oh, I thought you said you were in 8th grade.
Oh my gosh,
grade.
no. When I taught 8th grade.
I thought maybe, I was like,
yeah, no, anyway, I'm like, all right, guys, we have like 3 minutes left at the end of the class. We're watching this. And then we watched it, and they're all like, what's wrong with our teacher? Like, it was a good time. It really was. Like, Soda Drinker Pro,
so you were endorsing it for them, and they just didn't take to it, or what?
Yeah, I was like, I mean, if you guys want to give me $5, I'll buy this, and I'll have a good weekend. And no one bought it for me.
Oh man!
But seriously, watch the trailer. Just watch the trailer. You will love it, Elroy.
I will. What about you, Koosh? Y'all have any trailers you're all fond of?
I actually have been watching the trailers lately, but it sounds like you enjoy Twisted Pixel game trailers because they're very similar to that. Now, I was watching, I was going through a couple trailers while my daughter was there. That's the problem with this self-quarantine, is that my daughter and wife are in front of the TV all the time. So if I go to watch trailers, I'm watching it with them. So we start watching the Spartan Fist. I'm oh, this is kind of interesting. Keep in mind, my daughter is 6 years old.
Oh God!
Yeah. So not only does she get the ability to just punch everything, and she needs to punch everything, she also gets the need to start cursing with words that I don't want my 6-year-old to repeat. So I had to stop that very quickly. But my daughter was so into the trailer up until that point. But yeah, I don't know. I'd recommend mute. Twisted Pixel. Well, yeah, I could have done that maybe.
Because they just like things that are colorful.
That's true.
Sounds like the Soda Drinker Pro would be perfect for that one. So which game did you say you'd recommend? I guess I missed it.
Oh, just any Twisted Pixel game. So like,
Okay.
what was that Cycle one?
Loco Cycle.
Yeah, Loco Cycle, I think, had a trailer, and obviously,
okay.
yeah, obviously the
Explosion Man.
Explosion Man, Explosion Man.
I'm blanking out on what they did. Yeah.
And the Maw. And Comic
Cool.
Jumper.
Yeah, I think they have kind of a mix of live action with their trailers.
All right. Well, that's well done, man. That's Spartan Fist, man. They put some work into that. It looks like they put more work into the trailer than the game, honestly.
And who's the publisher I'm thinking of that always does crazy? Not Digerati.
Crazy time.
You scared me.
You scared.
I know it's Mad Time, Foof, but no one cares.
I
Yeah.
can't remember who that is right now. I know Isrit loves them.
Mortal Kombat.
All right. So everyone send
Midway.
a message to Isret.
No, not.
Isret's gonna get all these messages, and yeah, we'll just hound him. Maybe we'll have him on in a future episode, and he can talk about the trailers for this game. All right. Well, another thing. Quarantine week 2. So Koosh, you kind of alluded to it. So I was just curious because everything's shut down. So for me personally, I mean, I don't know. I know I'm a little different in the sense, but working out's like a big part of my life. I fortunately have like 2 workout rooms, but I know most people don't. A lot of people are a little more cramped for space and, you know, geography and all that good stuff. But I was just curious, has anybody like made any goals or anything like with workout games, like use that as some form of exercise or anything like that?
Does watching
I'm
Tiger
catching
King
lots
count?
of fish.
God, man, what is up with that Tiger King show? Like everyone is talking about that that freaking show.
I guess I need to
it's a
watch it because you're right.
documentary.
Everyone is talking about it.
Everyone is, man. I
was-
can't get away from that show.
I was wondering if the quarantine wasn't happening, if this show would be as big as it was.
I think not. No. They have.
Yeah, no,
they
that's
literally
fair.
have a captive audience. I think that's.
yeah.
Captive. I see
There's
what you did there.
nothing
How
else
long
to
you been
watch.
holding on to that one?
Oh, man.
About 40 seconds.
Oh,
It's
man, that's
basically
brilliant.
a show where you turn it on, you're like, what the bleep? And you do that for 45 minutes, and then there's 6 more episodes. So my wife and I watched only the first one so far, and yeah, it's definitely not boring.
Did you watch the other Netflix series that's similar to it? Like Don't F with Cats?
No, I know.
Oh,
I've heard about that
now
too.
you got my, now you got my attention.
Oh, yeah.
Like house cats or just like
House Cats. Yeah. Yeah, no.
Oh man, this one's something I might,
right up
might
his
be
alley
interested
now.
in now.
Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah,
he likes
well,
cats.
I think that this Tiger King kind of flips in the middle too. Like there's a big switch. Like, oh, now
I
it's
don't
about
want to know. I
him,
don't want to know.
him being a naughty boy. I won't go into
Very naughty
more
boy.
details.
Yes, he's a
But,
naughty boy. He's very naughty
Same
boy.
thing with this. Don't F with Cats. Yeah, there it is. Don't F with Cats. That's definitely the name of it. So
That's
go check
correct.
that out.
All right. I don't have Netflix, but maybe someday.
But what I've been doing, I wouldn't say I have any gaming goals that have to do with exercise, but I do know that I'm getting way stressed out. So what helps me is going out and
Stressy.
hitting the treadmill and getting back into lifting. So yeah, I've been doing that, and that's actually where I watched Tiger King. I watched about 40 minutes of that the other night on the treadmill. So, but no games, no games.
Well, I actually came up with something today. Like a lot of people, I listen to a lot of sports talk and everything like that, and everyone's talking about, well, I don't have any equipment in my house and everything. And so everyone keeps bringing up the Herschel Walker workout. Have y'all heard of that one?
Negative.
Okay, so basically it's just
I
a
can't wait.
bunch of body weight exercise, right? So a bunch of body weight exercises. If you have a pull-up bar, it involves pull-ups, but most people boil it down to doing 1,000 push-ups a day. So every day you do 1,000 push-ups. That's the Herschel Walker workout. So it's actually a little more to that, but that's what most people boil it down to. So what I did is I actually found a cool way to do it. So today I did the Herschel Walker workout, but I did it while I was doing some afternoon gaming. And so the perfect game to use is no other than not any of these workout games. I don't think it's in the genre of the workout games that I think it's a little bit outside the genre, but it is called Train Sim World 2020. So Train Sim World 2020. I think they shortened it to TSW because it sounds cooler, and
Totally.
It doesn't make the game any cooler by any stretch of the imagination. This game is so boring. You have no idea, but this game is also worth a boatload of TA, and so that's going to be my game for the week. Is this game, and so the game literally it's like a simulation, and so you're driving a train. It's like that. What's that called? Desert bus, where you're driving a bus through the desert and you can't, you know what I'm talking about? The Penn and Teller thing, majiggy. Yeah, it's kind of like that, except for it's on a train, so it has less interaction because you don't actually have to steer. You just are watching when your destination's coming up, and so it's like, okay, it's going to take, it's your destination is 35 miles away, and so you put it as fast as it goes, and then you just sit back and watch the tickers just, as it count down, and it literally takes the amount of time it would take. There's no fast forwarding, so it might take you 30 minutes to get there if you're traveling 60 miles per hour, and so, or I guess I think I did that wrong. Maybe an hour, yeah. It's going to take you a while, and it's going to be real time. But in the meantime, you don't have to do anything. So basically, you can knock out all your Herschel Walker push-ups while this game is running because it has so little interaction at some parts, and the achievements are so super grindy. Like there's achievement for running every train for like 1,600 miles. I mean, it's just insane. You should see the achievement list for this game. It is like huge ratios and expensive DLC. I don't know what is going on with this game, but I'm tackling it this week, and I'm using it as a wonderful workout because it is so freaking boring. And I want to get the word out about it because I want everyone to put it on their tag so that the numbers even go up further, because I don't think anybody's going to finish this game because it is so terribly boring and complicated. So
I know,
there you go. It's a GTASC strategy.
That game is infamous, I guess, for lack of a better term, for its oodles and gobs of DLC, which is all very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm trying to look up how much it is. The number that popped into my head was like $1,300 worth of DLC. And
that sounds about right.
I can't find the number. I read that somewhere not too long ago, probably on TA. I did find on Steam back in 2010, there was $508 of DLC. So I feel like in over 10 years, there's probably quite a bit more.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. It's it's 2,800 gamer score worth 19,000 TA. So, but the completion estimate's only 50 to 60 hours. Ooh. So there you go. Yeah, and so I've dove in. I'm at let's see, what is that? 325 gamer score worth 494 TA. I've just started it now, and I got all these really super grindy ones yet to accomplish, but. Yeah, it's terribly grindy, but it's so boring. It is so boring, y'all. Yeah. But anyway, it might be closer to that bus simulator that Foof is talking about. I don't know. But anyway, I was just curious if y'all had any like workout stuff that y'all were doing with games or anything, but
mostly just dancing with the kids.
Was that a TV
That's
show?
A good one.
Dancing with the
Kelsey and I have done some yoga lately.
Dancing.
We still have this weird thing called the Connect, and we still play Just Dance games from time to time.
That's not, I mean, yeah, Kelly and I, we do that every once in a while. I mean, it's very rare, but I don't know. Yeah, it's actually a good workout, too.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say that, yeah.
Yeah.
After a few songs,
cool.
You start feeling it. Mm-hmm. And then you sit down while the kids stay up.
Oh, man. All right, well, Elle, why don't you hit us with some the community question for the week?
Oh, community question, right.
Yeah, we got one.
It's a rare thing. We should totally do more of these. Nice. Listeners, give us more of these.
Philip Wendell asks, I have a question for the podcast. Keep forgetting to ask it. If you were able to remove a game you started off your tag with a completion in another, what would it be? Like, I totally love to trade Chrome Hounds or Infinite Undiscovery, where I got 5 gamerscore and quit, with a completion in Project Spark or Halo MCC. Panel answers alphabetically. L goes first. Damn it! I knew this would happen. All right, well, I got one.
All right.
Game I would remove might be before your time. On the Xbox 360.
Which game?
Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter.
GRAW.
Oh.
The infamous GRAW, in which it not only has several achievements where you need like 8 or 12 or 16 Xboxes to move up leaderboards by yourself, but there's uneven gamer score to boot. So those achievements are worth like 32G. There's 95,000 people on TA with this game, and like 100 and so people with these 3 achievements. Climb to the top of the universal leaderboard, solo leaderboard, and team leaderboards. They are sitting at 26 or so ratio. Brilliant. The people who did this are crazy.
Jeez.
Let's
With
go
that
to
said,
the other half.
I was going to say real quick, I have 4 achievements in this game worth 100, Yes, 100G. I was lucky to get 425 pointers, so I think I'm stopping there. I also don't like the game. What were we going to say, Nate? Before I pick the game, I would take a completion.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say do the back half of that question.
Yeah. When you replace it with a completion in that game?
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
Is that cheating in the game, or is that cheating in the question? But
I think that goes against the spirit of the question, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have to start this over. The first game that comes to mind, of course, would be Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Slipped through my fingers, and I'm still very sore about it. I'm very sore. That's my answer for now. Were you going to say something, Nate, or should I go next alphabetically, which is Elroy?
I'm just I'm really confused about the question. I thought it was, what would you want to take off of your tag? But in order to do that, you have to trade a completion that you actually completed.
I think it's saying you would take a game off your tag and you would get a free completion. That's the way I read it.
Oh, you get a free completion. That seems like a win-win.
Yes, actually.
It's an easy question, man.
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Except for if you cheat and take the same game off and give yourself a completion. Apparently, that's not cool at all.
Yeah. See, I was reading it, like, how do you get rid of that smear? That thing you don't like on your gamer tag, your albatross. But in order to do that, you have to give up a completion that you earn.
Oh.
Well, that's how I was reading it.
I'm gonna guess Philip.
No,
you know what? I think you're right, actually, Koosh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
No,
I don't think he's
that's
got a
the question
completion in
next
MCC though. So I'm gonna say that that is. Well, you can answer either way, I guess, if you want.
All right. I'm alphabetically
Game
last,
start,
since you guys all start with E.
Oh yeah, man.
The 3 amigos.
I'm ELR. So let's see. I know which game I hate. I just loathe on my tag, and that is, I've said it many, many times, that freaking Rocksmith game, and that game just goes straight to hell. I don't know that.
Thanks, Kelly.
Basically got my tag. Yeah, Kelly fired that thing up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna learn the guitar. Oh no, I'm just kidding. I got the tuning test on your tag, and that and now you have this stupid game forever on your tag, and I don't even know if the equipment works on it anymore or not. And it's just, I hate that game. I loathe that game. But what would I replace it with? Well, if we're playing by the old rules, I mean, obviously I would pick the game that gives me the most TA, because that would allow me to rest for a week in the stupid contest, so that I could actually get to bed at a decent hour.
But you don't have a job right now.
Hour. Oh man, I'm operating right now on 4 hours of sleep. I went to bed late last night, and I had to pee this morning, and got up at 3 o'clock.
Had nothing to do with checking GTASC.
And of course, I'm like, yeah,
nothing.
And so, well, I was like, well, I'm up, so I might as well just take a look. And I seriously, overnight, I freaking dropped from 14th place to 29th, and I'm just like, oh god. And I had like decay of 400 points. I don't even know what's decayed. I mean, it's not like I play big ticket items here. And so, so I had to go knock out some points and knock out 600 points. And by that time, it was too late to go back to bed and blah, blah. So yeah, just give me the most points so I can have a nice night's rest on a Sunday night. I guess that's Master Chief, right? Or Killer Instinct or something. Well, I already got a bunch of Killer Instinct. Let's just do Master Chief so I can just avoid that game altogether. What about you, man? What about you, Alex?
All right. I have my game list. I've been cheating while you guys have been talking. I would remove, without any hesitation, my 5 gamer score from Elder Scrolls Online, or my 25 gamer score from Neverwinter. There was this really weird period of time where I'm like, ooh, I'm going to get into MMOs on Xbox. Yes, this is how I'm going to spend my time. And obviously, that was not in the cards. It didn't pan out. So, yeah, 5 points in ESO and 25 in Neverwinter. I would lose those 30 points, and I would trade that for a completion in Ninja Gaiden 2 or Devil May Cry 4 on the 360. Both of those are games that I enjoyed playing, but I played them on easy mode, on baby mode, and I got very little gamer score for the completion on easy mode, and I just do not have what it takes to play it on even normal, let alone hard and god mode. So I think those would be cool completions. Those are some of my lowest completed games with total gamer score values, so I wouldn't mind having those up a little higher.
Cool. Awesome, man. Well, let's see. You could always go ahead and play those games, and then that'd just be proof that you're not, that you're actually retired from achievement. Gamer score whoring and all that.
But I like enjoying my games. ESO and Neverwinter are not enjoyable.
All right, touche. All right. Does anybody know anything about Game Pass? Game Pass, what's coming? What's going?
Well, hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Oh shoot! My gosh, I'm sorry.
Hey, we can edit all this
here.
out.
Is Foof here?
Whoa!
Well, I'm gonna feel really bad.
And I even skipped another section. I don't know where I'm going. So yes, I am so sorry.
No problem.
Koosh.
No, I think you knew where I was going. I think that's why you skipped me, because I would drop ACA Neo Geo Ninja Combat, because that's
all right. So
that's the only ACA on my tag. So
oh man,
I would drop it to get that perfectly pristine, no ACA Neo Geo on my tag.
How? Well, okay. Now I assume there's a story here. Why
Sure.
is that the one game that is on your?
It was
your
Games
tag
with Gold, or not Games with Gold. It was on Game Pass, and I was just like, I'll try out one of these ACAs. And that was not a good one to pick. So if I was to play, or if I were to play an ACA Neo Geo, it would be one of the puzzle ones, like the Puzzle Bobble or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I would definitely go back and do those. But yeah, since I only have one, the fact that it's ACA Neo Geo Ninja Combat is pretty horrendous. And what would I trade for that? Something that cost me nothing, basically. Fallout 3 on the PC. I did no work. The hardest work was getting
it running
live. Yeah,
Games
for Us Live running.
It's good typing practice, man.
And then I got it done in no time. So that game cost me no effort once Games for Windows Live was installed. So yeah, that would be my trade.
Oh man, yeah. Ninja Combat actually has a soft spot in my heart because it reared its ugly head on my crab battle list that I just got. But I actually have the achievement that it is asking me to do. It's the 100 pointer from Caravan, and I actually did it in Win 10, but I just didn't go back and do it in the X-Bone one. So I'm optimistic.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the ones that I struggled with on Xbox. I think I have a Gentleman's 560.
Ooh,
but I have the 1K on Windows 10.
I actually struggled with it when I first played it, but there's since been a guide. Sangria's the Hidden Levels did a video for it, and it actually makes it a lot more sense, and it makes it a lot easier. So you might go check that out when you're going back and clean that up at some point in your retirement.
Yeah, that's not happening. I can't believe you don't believe me yet. I've passed all your stupid tests.
So far. So, willing and dealing. Well, we got some sales for you. Why don't you kick us off, X, with some of those wonderful easy gamer score games that you're going to be buying this week.
Okay, well, that will be none of them. But this week, a lot of the Kemco RPGs are on sale. If you are unfamiliar with them, they are throwbacks to... They're generally like 16-bit Super Nintendo era, graphic level JRPGs. Very much just classic turn-based combat. Equip your stuff, level up, get better gear, kill the monsters, save the princess, save the crystals, whatever. They're not winning any Story of the Year awards, but they are solid JRPGs. And I've played a couple of them. I have, minor complaints, but for $15 JRPGs for, 10, 20 hours, I got no complaints. So a bunch of them are on sale for either $10.50 or $9 for some of the older ones. I will be picking up quite a few of them, actually. And they're all play anywhere, too, which is a bonus. That's nice, too. Because now that Kelsey's addicted to Animal Crossing, when she's hogging the TV, I can play them on my laptop. And then when the Switch dies, I said that backwards. When she's playing handheld, I can play them on Xbox, and then when the Switch dies and she hogs the TV, I can play them on my laptop. So it's win-win. But that's all I got this week is the Kemco RPGs. What about you, Koosh?
What?
Oh, wait, go ahead.
Well, I had a follow-up question. You keep saying that in the plural sense. It's actually the same game over and over again. So it's actually just one game. And you just buy it multiple times.
That is not
that makes
not
them
as
stacked.
accurate.
Yeah, it's stackable.
Kind of like Artifacts Mundi. They're hallmarks of.
There you go. Yeah. All right, Koosh, what do you got, man?
Well, I mentioned it or I reviewed it previously, and that was Iconoclasts. And this is a Metroidvania developed by one person. They did everything. They did the programming, the graphics, the music. And it is $8, down from $20. Yeah, it's a good game. But if you're a completionist, be warned, that last achievement is a doozy. Like trying to go through with only taking 4 hits.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh, why would you do that to yourself?
That's
Well,
that just runs the whole thing, man.
It's not as horrible as it sounds, but it is going to require dedication. Like you're going to have to stick with it.
Sounds
'Cause
pretty
you can-
horrible.
Fresh.
you can-
I'm fresh out of that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, this is not the crew for that.
All right. What about you, El?
Oh man.
Let's see.
Speaking of Artifacts Monday,
Ooh.
there is an what is this 8-pack for $40. Normally $80. So 8 games for $40. When they went up to $15, I was like, yeah, I'm not ever getting any of these again. But this seems like a pretty good deal.
You
That's
know
pretty
I'm a
good,
little
pretty good
biased,
for them.
but no, that is actually a really good deal, all things considered.
It is a good deal.
Yeah, if I didn't already own them, I'd buy it.
The only thing that's a little bit trickery, that there's like Nightmares from the Deep 3, Enigmatis 3, and Grim Legends 3. So it's almost tricking you into buying the first and second games if you don't have
First
them.
ones, yep.
There you go.
And everybody
I'm sure
knows.
that you can fill in the blanks
No, I don't
of the story there.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure. God, I think you
But
can.
I would say that's a pretty
Hallmark
good
movie.
deal right now.
Yeah, it's a good deal, actually. All right. Well, for me, I already own all the crap on that list, so there's nothing for me to buy. So there's a couple of quick games in there, and I own them all. So there you go. So does anybody know anything about Game Pass? What's coming? What's going?
Yeah.
Recently added stuff.
Absolutely.
What we got?
So Nier Become as Gods Edition is coming to Game Pass, which is pretty cool. If you guys don't know Nier Automata Become as Gods Edition. If you are unfamiliar with the game, it came out on PlayStation as an exclusive. I don't know if it was on PC. I don't care about that. But it was not on Xbox, and everyone was really salty. And then summer 2018, I believe, or was it just last year? I don't know, but whatever. A year after PlayStation, Square Enix was like, here you go, Xbox, you can have it. It's $50. You got some bonus goodies. It's digital only. Oh, and I know that annoyed a lot of people, but didn't bother me. I bought it right off the bat. I played it that day, have not played it since, and now it's on Game Pass, and I'm in retirement. Seems like a good time to play it, even though I own it. And anyway, it's one of the highest regarded games on PS4, and also on Xbox One. It is well worth, checking out. It is JRPG at its core, but not really. It's a hack and slash. It's made by Platinum Games. So picture like a JRPG mixed with a hack and slash, Dynasty Warriors, but then also mixed with like a 2D platformer mixed with like a shoot 'em up. And there you have Nier Automata. It is all over the place and not in a bad way. I feel like normally if you say that, it's a jumbled mess, but this game is fantastic. And again, I know I said I haven't played it. I'm just going off reviews. Everyone loves this game. Universal acclaim. And it's coming to Game Pass. Check it out.
All right. When's that coming? Did you say that already?
Whenever
Whenever
Thursday's date is that the 2nd, I believe?
All right.
Thursday, April 2nd.
Works.
I think.
Fantastic.
Something like that.
All right.
Beginning of April. How's that? I'll cover all my bases.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
Thursday is the 2nd.
Okay. Well, let's see. Moving on to Games with Gold. I think Spartan Fist is the offering for April.
I mean, we don't have anything official to announce yet as of the time of
That's
recording.
It's just a rumor. I heard a rumor that Spartan Fist. So make sure you go watch that
Or-
trailer. And
You can
Well, I was gonna
throw
say,
it
by the
at it
time-
and tomorrow.
Let me just say it just in case. By the time this podcast comes out, we will officially know the games with gold for April. But we don't officially know them yet, but we have gotten a teaser. Project Cars 2 is one of the Xbox One games, and it appears as though As Divine Hearts 2 is the Japanese regional equivalent. So that's all we know for now, I think. If you guys know something else that I don't.
Yeah, the 360 game as of right now is Fable Anniversary, which unfortunately has a discontinued achievement using the Smart Glass app. I'm pretty sure this has been a Games with Gold before, but yeah. It's a type of thing where
I do not own it, so...
It's the type of thing where it's a stupid reason to not start the game, considering we probably all have stuff we're never going to complete, but it's always in the back of the mind, because we are nuts. But those are the games we have so far.
But yeah, by the time you hear this on Friday, you will know the list, so...
Hey guys, remember when I said I had crabs? They're coming back.
It's scarred. Yeah, it's scarred in my memory.
How could we forget?
Anybody else doing crabs?
I signed up for it, and I got my list of 30, and I was like, oh, well, nope. So I don't expect to get a single one of those achievements, if we're being honest.
Sounds fair.
Yeah, but I get the thing on my profile for joining the community challenge. Not the badge for completing it, but I get the participation trophy.
Did you know you only need 15 of them?
I did know that. I still plan on getting 0 of them.
And I believe you can re-roll your list once also.
One time.
Oh, that I did not know. That changes things, actually.
Yeah, you get one reroll, and so what you should do is readjust your stuff, reroll, and then you can basically kick it off again. So just as long as you don't kick it off again until you're ready, make sure you do your homework.
That is good to know, actually. Yeah, and I might give that a shot. I'll probably still not get the full 15, but I might have a fair chance to get some of them.
So yeah, you need 15 crabs out of 30 to get community badge. I'll quickly run down what I've gotten so far. I have gotten 10. The interesting thing about this compared to RTDL is that Windows games show up. So I wound up with like 4 or 5 of them. It was pretty cool. Dragon's Lair, Windows 8. Had one to beat the game, which I hadn't done. Did that.
Is that game by like Don Blue or something?
Don Cheadle. Donatello.
Domenico Bluthio.
Domenico Bluth. One Finger Death Punch 2. There was one called It's Party Time, which was kind of an RNG. If you beat the game, you get some auto attacks. Excuse me, as you play the game, you get auto attacks. And one of them is just a different animation, and that is random. We finally got that one done. World of Keflings, Windows 8. Shout out to P-Tart, who's a fan of the Keflings games as well.
Pretty.
He needed one.
Actually, I played those several years ago. They were a lot of fun.
Did you play the Win 8 one?
I did. I got the completion in that one, but neither of the Xbox ones.
Wow, interesting. I'm sure you got that done because of the uneven score also. If you cared about such things back then.
I did. Right now, I'm chilling on a 3. I'm just throwing that out there. For like a week now, I'm chilling on a 3.
All right, got that one done. ACA Neo Geo Puzzle Bobble, as I mentioned earlier, that's 4. River City Girls. There's an achievement in that to die on the first screen, and that's a 1.92 ratio. Because it's really easy. Just Dance Disney Party 2, there's an achievement to play a song in team co-op mode, and that's a 2 ratio. So yes, I played this with my son. It was not him with a rhinoceros, stuffed rhinoceros or whatever. And Just Dance Kids 2014 to 4-star a song, did that one. Stick Bold Dodgeball Adventure Critical Hit, which is you need to get something called a stinger, which is basically a 1-hit kill, because usually you need 2 hits to knock someone out. You can just set a 2-player game and take turns with each controller, knocking each other out. Fun times. Microsoft Ultimate Word. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, that one was pretty grindy, though. That's not... Like, you kind of had to sit there. That was not fun, so well done.
Oh, no, I did it pretty quickly.
Oh, really? I had a heck of a time with that one.
Because I realized that you can use 2 controllers, and the second controller counts also, so you don't have to wait for the stars to go down. So you could just pick up the second controller and try and just keep trying. First controller, second controller, first controller. And you just have to do it from a certain width. Microsoft Ultimate Word Games, there was one called Crossword Craver to get 5 of the Sunday puzzles done, and the solution has the solution has all 5 of them for July 2017. Knocked that one out, 2.61 ratio. And there's finally the last one I got is Sacred 3 Girls Night Out, which you need to just do an online 4-player game where all 4 people are female characters. And that's very easy, and that's a 4.55 ratio because that game was Games with Gold, and people did not play that game.
Yeah, well.
Yes,
that was indeed the crab battle.
That was my crab battle.
No, but I just started my my list. I got a really easy one off Killer Instinct where I just had to load up a dummy and like hit him once or something with a certain attack, and so that's all I've gotten on it so far. But I'm gonna get to it at some point. I mean, I love the RTDL, and I mean it's basically just a take off of that. So yeah, I'm gonna eventually get to it. But there's nothing too terribly difficult on it, I guess, that I've noticed. But I haven't really deep looked into it yet. But I think it's pretty doable. So yeah, that's all I got for the crab battle. I haven't really started it yet, but that's not my true passion.
Well, yeah, I looked at my list. I got really excited at the first mention of it. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do it live. So I didn't manipulate my list at all. So basically, it was all my RTDL prep and stuff. I just let it ride. The only thing I did do was turn off 360 games. So just 360 exclusives or not non-back. Basically, I just didn't want that stupid bug where I'm playing and all of a sudden I'm offline, but I don't know it, and then my achievement doesn't count. So I just said, you know what? I'm just skipping that for this one, and I went with it. So
and that was
30.
That was nice. They gave you that option too.
Yeah, it was nice to give me that platform. So I went, and I guess in the first day or two, let's see, 25th, 24th. Yeah, so the first 2 days I said, yeah, let me do that. And then I was like, what am I doing? I'm competing with Freem. And Freem, he likes his scavenger hunt, so I really need to get back on it. So I got 5 achievements in the crab, and I moved right back to scavenger hunt. As soon as that is over, I'm jumping right back to crab. I can see I've got another, probably another 5 that aren't going to be too tough. And then those last 5 are going to take a little bit of time. But totally doable. I'm pretty confident. So I'm going to get my badge.
Are you going for all 30 or just the 15?
Oh, no. Minimum effort. I'm going for the 15.
Nothing wrong with that, my man. Nothing wrong with that.
A badge and out.
How long does this thing run? I haven't read the rules for it or anything. What's the time frame?
I think it goes to the 24th. I think it's the 24th to the 24th.
It was 30 days.
And
that makes sense.
An achievement a day, technically.
They were going to launch it on April 1st, is my understanding. But then with the shut-in, just like everything, just like Disney, just like everybody releasing their things like 2 weeks early, boom, so is the crab.
Mm-hmm. Man, see, they're helping us out, man. That's why we pay TA the big bucks.
Whoa. All right, I have some final notes on crab.
All right.
One of my favorite things about crab gets you to go back into your backlog, play stuff that you haven't thought about in a while. But the other thing I love about it is, keeping that in mind, is the community gets together often for some multiplayer achievements. So today, Philip Wendell asked if anybody can help out with Kingdom for Kefling's achievement to place the banners in the banner tower. Do you know about that one, X?
I do. I don't have that one.
Okay, well, let me know, and I will do for you what I did for him. What the achievement is for 10 unique player banners to appear in your town. And the game is backwards compatible, so all you have to do is just hop on alt after alt after alt and just hop in, and you can get that done. Because remember, your alts don't all need their own gold profile like they needed on the 360. So I was able to get that done for him basically by myself. I put in 8 or 9 banner towers for him in a matter of minutes.
Wow, how many alts do you have?
Goodness. Yeah, I was going to say, how many alts? What are you rocking there, man? I only got like 3.
Well, we have my family, and we have review accounts, and we have friends that come over.
All right.
And you obviously haven't done
Okay,
the Chess Ultra achievements. Bruce.
I actually had a buddy.
Oh no, I did.
I had a buddy on TA help me out with that. I was gonna get my gentleman's, 900 or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, don't let it sit. I have 31 alts from when I did that game. Just friend them all." And he just messaged me the list of 31 alts. He's like, "Just add these guys. I'll take care of you." I'm like, damn, okay. So Erod, you are the man.
Also the man, Chin Doctor, man. He set it up for Rocker and I think he did a second session. Well, I think we missed the original session, but I think he did it back in the Z to Z days even. But yeah, he's done a few of those. So if you're needing that, you might hit him up. He orchestrates it very well. So
and then right after that, Freaky RO, aka Mr. GameStop, aka Mr. Essential.
Mr. Essential, I love that, dude. Mr. Essential is fantastic.
He asked if anyone could help with Puzzle Quest for the 360. There's an achievement to just do win one online game, and I helped him with that as well. The awesome thing is that was completion, so he got the completion in that, and Philip Wendell got the completion in the Kingdom for Keflin, so I felt
very nice,
special.
Man, look at you. Yeah.
And unlike some other people, they actually said thank you, and they were appreciative. I just love when the community comes together. I see 5-6 people playing Doom, and I'm like, oh, we made this happen. And
was it real Doom, or is it like
2016
real Doom?
2016.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's a 8-person Super Destronaut party.
Because I hear that's a lot like Doom. Foof told me that, in fact, and I trust that guy.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was a fun week. We played that reliable delivery game, and we're going to talk about that next week, I think, but we'll just leave it there.
All right.
Go ahead, Elroy. Love that guy.
All right.
Love you so
let's
much.
keep it moving. Oh, thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
The I thought about just saying I know, but the GTASC thingy. This morning was the elimination. Mondays or Sunday nights into Monday mornings are my least favorite part of the week because I don't ever get any sleep in this stupid contest. And so the cutoff this week on the individual was 5,094. And going home from our community was Infamous. Infamous had 4,558. It was not good enough. He did have a wonderful quotable line about not being able to do something with Mr. Shifty or something. And I think that was his downfall as he was trying to play with Mr. Shifty, and he didn't get the points he needed. So, but that was fortunate for NBA Kirkland, who was the last man standing on the elimination line with that 5,094. So he dodged a bullet on that one. And then in the team side, there was some team that just like gave up, something about Guardians of the Galaxy or something. I don't know. But they, I don't know. They only had like 4,000 points, and obviously that's not going to get it done at this point. So yeah, it was pretty uneventful on the team side. But there is the individual bonus for this week, and I thought no better person to do this than Mr. X. So what's the bonus this week?
Well, this week's bonus is called Running Out of X Yet, which sounds a lot like a drug dealer at a nightclub. Running Out of X Yet, but it is actually for, and it's actually super clever, it's for ending the scoring period having spelled the alphabet, all 26 English alphabet letters, using the first character of newly unlocked achievements. And since there are not a whole lot of X achievements, not me X, but like letter X, like the sideways plus sign kind of X, that's really clever. I really like that, actually.
Yeah.
You gonna go for it, Elroy?
Oh, of course, I'll get it. But there's ones with like right now I'm kind of playing one of these visual novels from Japan, and it's like all in Japanese. And does that count for anything? I don't think it would.
No, unless it legitimately starts with an English alphabet character. And some of them
maybe
do,
like a
actually,
wild card or something. I thought maybe it'd be a wild card or something. Okay.
You know what?
Yeah.
Just a quick sidebar here. I did one. I don't even remember what it was for. Maybe GTASC, maybe a community challenge. My only X achievement, literally my only one, was called X marks the spot, but X was in quotation marks.
Oh, no.
And
So it
the
didn't
contest
count.
moderator said they wouldn't give it to me because it doesn't start with an X. It starts with a quotation mark. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And that was it. I had 25 letters of the alphabet, and I just very pettily unlocked X marks the spot, but they didn't give it to me. They're like, nope, starts with quotes, not X.
Who was hypothetically the moderator of that event so we can hypothetically send them a message about this retroactive?
I don't even remember what contest it was. And I'm not trying to be nice here. I don't do that. Modern asshole. But yeah, I don't know who this moderator was.
All right. Well, there you go. So, the bonus dice actually one of the easier bonuses in a while. They've been more challenging lately, at least for me anyway.
Double your score from last week.
Man, well, the 1 week that I decided to catch up on some easy games, then the following bonus was double your gamer score for the week. So I literally had to score 12,000 gamer score in a week. That on top of actually getting some TA, 5,000 points worth of TA. So that was not a fun week. That was crazy. But yeah, let's go into Brag Camp. I'm sure that a lot of people have been playing, given that they're home a lot more. So there's got to be some milestones out there, right?
All right. Well, let's start us off with completions. Seamus McLimey has scored a new milestone of...
Seamus?
Yes, everyone except you, Elroy, knows that is Seamus. Seamus McLimey has reached a new milestone of 300 completed games. Yes, I'm for real. Everyone except you.
I thought you were making a joke about him or something.
Yikes. And in the realm of completions with completion percentage, Mitrialb, I hope I'm saying your name right, Mitrialb has reached a milestone of 62% completion percentage. Iron Fist of Snuff has 66%, and our boy Sim has 96%, which is nuts, dude. That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, if you look at Mitrialb's name backwards, you'll figure out his name, and then it'll all make sense, and I don't think the pronunciation's that important there.
Kind of backwards. It's like backwards twice.
Backwards twice?
Oh.
Blair
X
Tim?
is looking at it. X is looking at it.
Yeah, it was
You're
Blair
close.
Tim.
Yeah.
Is he an enchanter
Yes, he is Tim the Enchanter.
Okay.
Or the Blair Witch Project. Two witches.
Okay.
What is your favorite color?
Yeah.
All right, what else we got in Brag Camp?
All right, we got some streakers out there. Well, let's just jump into the most impressive stuff first here. So, Michael KV is on a 10-day achievement streak. So, oh man, props to him, and AKA Bob Marley 21, much like him, got the 10-dayer. Oh, what is this? We have royalty in the house. Kooshmoose.
Thank you.
You're on a 10-day streak?
I'm on a 10-day streak.
Man, tell us about what happened, man. Is that
it's hard. I mean, you have
How'd
to
you
play.
do it?
You literally have to play 10 days in a row.
Oh my god,
That is insane. I never would have guessed that's how you do that.
It's insane.
You gotta be stressed out.
And then you have to not play, which is even harder.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Well, congratulations, man. I'm not sure.
Thank you. I'm not actually trying to get those. These are just I take a day off or whatever. There's a virus around. I have to, kill it with fire and then go back to it.
Okay. Retro Chief 1969 is 10-dayer. ZZ Urban Spaceman. Thanks,
man.
10-day. Professor Pluto, man, we got a lot of Aussies in there. 10 days. Spazpole, 10-day. Smitty, not a 10-day. Rocker Dude, he's got Brett Rocker's got 25 days. Chewy on Ice, 25 days. Reset 42, 150. NBA Kirkland, 1,850. And then with an impressive 2,000-day achievement streak is Lady Licky. And then lastly, we have with a 7.31 year, not day, year, 7.3 years achievement streak. Mr. L, man, what the? 7 years?
You have streaks older than your kids, dude.
What the hell, man? Just let it die. Pull the plug.
I can't do it.
Is it actually something you enjoy at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're still enjoying it, man, all the power to you. But
I
man,
don't get stressed too often about it. And I have the setting, like I said before, where it's until 3 in the morning instead of midnight. So pull a rabbit out of my hat somewhere.
yeah. Okay. All right. Ratio. Nobody has a single ratio thing because nobody seemed to notice that I hit a 1.40.
Did you really?
Congratulations.
Holy crap, dude.
I know it, man. It was impressive. I have to thank Connect Joyride because that's what pushed me over the top. But yeah, it was crazy. I feel different. I feel like a new guy. All right, achievements 1. Sorry, I'll just speed this up here. Brer Rocker, 11,500. Kooshmoose, 15,000.
Nice.
Almost as impressive as your 10-day stream.
Almost.
Play Ultimate, 7-11, as 17,000. Vulgar Latin, 18,000. And Chin Doctor, 26,500.
In gamer score, we have Hawkeye Berry 20 with 250,000. And we have Shadowless Edge with 350,000. 350. We have Expo, also known as Chrono, with 400,000.
Just one, though, not Chronos. Just a single Chrono.
Singular. That plural is silent. Rocker Dude 5012 with the 400,000. And Proux with 750,000 in TA's.
Props to... I'm sorry. I'm just interrupting you everywhere. I'm just going.
No.
I just wanted to give a little special shout out to Brer Rocker because he was trying to do that before his birthday, and he really had to bear it down, man. He was on a burner lately the last month or so. Not like X in that one last week leading up to his million, but yeah, he had to push the limit a little bit, and he got his 400,000 before his birthday. So props to him. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Just barely. The day before, I think.
Ooh.
It's cutting it close.
Yep.
In TA score, we have Retro Chief 1969 with 250,000. Carpe Adams 79 with 250,000. We have Ben L 72 with 600,000. Shadowless Edge with 600,000. Chronos, notice the plural, with 700,000. Weasel Pizza with 1,250,000. And Bill Zuminati with 2,015,000.
Wow. That's a lot of videos.
Wow.
That is a lot of videos, my man.
That's what, 2,150 videos on YouTube.
Pardon me, I was doing some research, and it appears that, interestingly enough, Kronos is, his birthday is 1 day before Brer Rockers, and they both just hit 400,000. So I think that's a coinkydink.
Something going on, man.
That is a coinky dink indeed.
It's not ironic, right, X?
Yeah, that's not irony, because irony is something that happens that's not what you'd expect to happen.
Right.
All right.
I'm glad you got that,
Here
though.
on
Like,
time.
all the grammar things for you to know. The difference between irony and coincidence, that's a big one.
Chewy on Ice is in the top 500 of the TA leaderboard for ID at Xbox. Nicely done. Vulgar Latin in the top 2,000 of the TA leaderboard. And, Chewy on Ice is also in the top 2,000 of the TA leaderboard. Would have been great if those were lumped together. The Tominator is in the top 5,000 of the Gamerscore leaderboard for Xbox One. Ragnarok 0272 in the top 5 of Nebraska TA leaderboard for Roguelite. High Road Vatu is now in the top 20 of the Colorado TA leaderboard. 20 or 420.
Can I just point out that I recorded one time and I had a little too much scotch, and I very tipsily, humorously, intentionally anyway, called him High Road Vatu just as a joke. And you guys were like, High Road Vatu, who would say that? And that's what it is.
That's what it is.
But no, we were always saying High Road V2.
We don't make fun of you. Occasionally
we always
have something clever.
We always said V2. And I'm like, let me just say V2. And there we are. Who knew? Who knew? That's all I'm saying. Who knew?
I also thought it was version 2.
That's probably correct. All right. To reiterate, Kronos' birthday was March 27th, Rocker Dude March 28th, and Jzarp today, March 30th. So happy birthday to everybody.
Happy birthday, guys.
And I wanted to quickly give a shout out to the Borderlands 2 crew. We are almost done. We're working on the challenges, and I thought of Elroy during one of the challenges. Are you here, Elroy?
Oh, oh boy. Was it a crab battle?
No, it's something even better. So there's a challenge for killing a certain number of marauders. Can you guess what the challenge is called?
Marauder, I hardly
Didn't
know
even
her.
know her. Nice.
I know I'm not Elroy, but I had to chime in on that one.
Took me a second. I was like,
That
running
is
through
the name of the challenge. Yes, I was laughing
Rolodex
so
in the
much when
head?
I saw it.
Oh, it's awesome, man. Almost makes me want to play a real game.
Almost. Let's not get carried away.
Yeah. All right. Well, I assume we don't have any trivia tonight.
That was your trivia.
I didn't. Oh, that was it.
Sure,
Okay.
why not?
You should also
All right,
Elroy
go
get
to
points, and Nate doesn't get a point.
All right. Well, Nate, I think you got something to tell us about with the gamertag challenge.
Sure do. March is over, which means it is time to dole out the prize for the gamertag challenge for Skeptical Mario. But first, some stats. We had 26 participants with a total of 575 draws. Mario tempted 5 people to get an achievement in Chariot, while only he and NBA Kirkland had the previous completion. I know there were some grumbles at the beginning of the month when we talked about the bonus, but you guys really knocked it out of the park by earning, or having previously earned, 92 preloads. Now, not all of them counted because some people didn't complete the gamertag, but that's still an impressive number. With all that being said, our winner is Vulgar Latin, and he wins with a draw value of 42. And the highest draw value came from NBA Kirkland, who had 22 preloads. In second place was Mattism with 15, and in third, our regular overachiever, Reset 42 with 11. So, it's now April, and with that comes a new gamertag challenge. We randomly selected High Road Vatu from our pool of patrons. He chose Forza Horizon 4 as the game of the month. You can get that bonus point by having a prior completion in Forza Horizon 4 or by earning a single achievement in the month of April. The bonus for High Road Vatu can be earned only after you've completed the gamertag. You will get a bonus draw for any achievement earned in the month of April in the second game in a numbered series. So, Rage 2 would count, but Metro Last Light would not. SteamWorld Dig 2 would count, but Assassin's Creed 2 would not, because we hate Roman numerals. Limit I per game. Speaking of patrons, it's time to pull a rabbit out of our hat and see who wins this month's patron drawing. And that rabbit goes to Carpe Adam. Please contact Fufu Cully Poof to claim your gift cards, guys. Hey guys, we are changing the way that we track your milestones. Previously, you had to friend Fufu Cuddly Poof over on TA, but that had some drawbacks. So now we're going to use a podcast account. And if you want to continue to have your 10-day win streaks and other lesser milestones read out, you'll need to friend us over there. We have included a link in the show notes that'll get you over to the correct page where you can then enter the show gamertag. That gamertag is AH101#4639, because who doesn't love numbers? Now I did it.
All right. Oh, man, they should just leave that in there.
Fufu might make that
Just
an
like
outro.
that.
You never
That's
know.
fine.
Just... All right. Well, I think that wraps us up for today. We appreciate everyone for listening. Number 88 miles per hour is done. And so thanks to everyone for listening. You can find us in all kinds of places. And
None
until
of which Elroy
next
knows.
time. Yeah, it's out there somewhere. I'm sure if you look hard enough, you can find it.
Scroll down.
And,
In the show notes. It's in the show notes.
oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're apparently on Twitter, Mixer, Discord, and Patreon. So you can find us there. I would go into that, but instead I'm going to give you the top 3 train songs. Number 1, Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash. Number 2, Long Train Running by the Doobie Brothers. And number 3, Love Train by the Wiggles, not
Wait
the
a
OJs.
minute. No Crazy Train? No train kept a
It's a
rolling?
tough list, man.
All right,
Well, you know what? Before
those
you
are my
guys
top
can
two.
spiral into that argument, top 3 perks of being an online teacher. Number 3, not yelling at kids every 5 seconds to put their phones away. Number 2, not holding my bladder for 6 or 7 hours. And number 1, not wearing pants.
See, I thought you were going to go with Drops of Jupiter.
That's why you haven't gotten up to go to the bathroom despite your heavy drinking? Or you're good at holding it in?
That, but well, both, really.
It depends.
Yeah.
But,
Dun, dun.
are we done? I think we're done. Hey, guys, let the
you gotta
countdown
pee.
to
All right.
level 89 begin now.
Yeah.
See ya.
Love that guy.
Hello and welcome to the next, probably not quite so thrilling installment of Chewy's Challenge Championship. Unfortunately, because of an inconveniently annoying human disease and the window between the end of the month and this recording being very tight, this will be a shorter segment than normal, with no special guest star and no detailed blow-by-blow commentary. Yes, social distancing appears to even extend to online achievement contests in the guise of a wrestling show. Instead, we've just got the results for the 5 March challenges and the details of what's on the table in April. Firstly, let's see how ghost host Fufu Cuddlypoof, who made a surprisingly strong showing in his February challenge, fared against Pretty Peatart as they duked it out for the most gamer score in simulation games. Fufu spent most of the month sitting at a lowly 140 gamer score from 2 Point Hospital, Bus Simulator and Clouds and Sheep 2. However, he didn't seem to mind, as Peatart looked like she wasn't even trying, with 0 gamer score right up until the final day. Unfortunately for Fufu though, Peatart caught him with his pants down and pulled out a stimulating blast of simulation score. She played The Sims, which is a simulation game. Simulation? Never mind. She grabbed 935 gamer score for the win. Peatart featured in a second challenge in March, this one issued by her against Carpe Adam to be the first to complete After Party. Neither completed the game unfortunately, but Peatart managed to grab 15 of the game's 23 achievements for 625 gamer score, while Carpe Adam got nothing. Zip. Nada. He didn't even boot up the game. That means Peatart wins her second challenge of the month by default, and Carpe Adam wins our first epic jobber title for lack of participation. Tusk tusk. Next up, we have a challenge issued by Freemhole against other scavenger hunters, Kooshmoose, Shabobble and yours truly to get the most RTDL achievements in the scavenger hunt mode. Although Shabobble and myself put in some effort with 7 and 8 unlocks apiece, this was really a 2-man race. For most of the month it was a game of tit for tat with Freem and Koosh stepping over each other up to the final days when Koosh clinched the win with a mighty 20 unlocks to Freem's 19. For those watching the RTDL channel, it was a tense battle of the titans, so well done to both competitors. Our fourth challenge came from special guest Vulgar Latin, who challenged Fufu and Big L to a gamer score ladder match, meaning whoever earned the most gamer score in a single day in the month wins. For the majority of the month it seemed like all three were playing possum, waiting for the first big move. Vulgar and Big L had both managed days with over 1,000 gamer score, whilst Fufu hadn't even cracked 400. Then, on the 22nd, Fufu made a completely unexpected and uncharacteristic push, pulling out an impressive 7,660 game score with games like Deep Space Rush, Grasscutter, Mecha Bolt, Red Death, Super Destronaut Land Wars, Super Willow D-Make, Syrup and the Ultimate Suite, 0000 and more. With the gauntlet laid down, Vulgar pulled out his big one on the 28th. He knocked out Aboriginus, Airy, Ailment, Bucket Knight, Duck Souls, Grizzland, Red Death, Super Destronaut Land Wars, Syrup and the Ultimate Suite, Thunderpaw and more. It's almost like he was taking notes with what Fufu scored in The Swine. Regardless, it gave him a whopping 10,890 gamer score, which was looking unbeatable. L finally made his own move on the 31st and worked on a bunch of ACA Neo Geo games, but could only muster 4,540 gamer score, giving Vulgar Latin the win and making him Mr. Money in the Bank. Our final challenge was the title match between Matriarch and belt holder ElroyOMJ for the most gamer score earned in non-backwards compatible titles. Although Matriarch made a strong showing with Lollipop Chainsaw, Snoopy's Grand Adventure, Titanfall and others, grabbing 1,705 gamer score, she couldn't match Elroy's use of Japanese visual novels Time Leap and Chaos Head Love Choo Choo. Chaos Head Love Choo Choo? As well as some Kinect Joyride, Murdered Soul Suspect, and a double helping of Family Game Night, giving him the win with 3,460 gamer score and ensuring he retains the title for another month. Now let's get into what we have in store for April. First up, fresh from his victory in the ladder match, Vulgar Latin is getting cocky and challenging your host, Chewy on Ice, to see who has the highest TA score by the end of the month. He's starting the month with 797,140 TA to my 791,494, so he already has a 5,600 some advantage. But I'm willing to give him his shot to take him down a peg or two. Next, fresh from his retirement after hitting the fabled 1 million gamer score, your hero and mine, Exe The Hero, is planning to score not very much, and he's challenging notorious non-scorer Fufu to join him in a challenge for least, that's right, least gamer score in the month. After 2 of his biggest scoring months ever, will Fufu be able to settle back into his old non-scoring ways to beat the supposed retiree? With the crab event on TA taking lots of people's attentions in April, our third challenge has Facial Lafleur setting his targets on Matism and Dino Ball for whoever can earn the most crab achievements on their lists in a 3-way crab battle. Crab battle! Challenge 4 is a transatlantic tag team for most completions, as Brits Chesno and Jimbot are looking to take down Midwesterners Skeptical Mario and Fug, who will win in the battle of fish and chips versus fried cheese curds. In these times of being quarantined in our own homes, Freemhole and Retro Chief want to see us all getting healthy and active, so are challenging each other, as well as Big L, Mr. Muscle ElroyOMJ, and myself, to get up off our asses and try to earn the most gamer score in Connect required titles. Time to dust off that Connect. Finally, Kooshmoose is stepping up to challenge belt holder Elroy for the title, and he's trying to hit him where it hurts, right in the ratio. That's right, Koosh thinks he's found Elroy's Achilles heel, and we'll see if Ratio can finally strip him of his title. That's all for now, folks. Join us next month to hear the results of these challenges and what we have in store for May, as well as hopefully a return to special guests and blow-by-blow commentary. If you're a patron or staffer and have a challenge to set, let me know in the AH101 Discord. I'm Chewy on Ice, and this has been Chewy's Challenge Championship.
Welcome to Cheezwhiz. I am your host, ElroyOMJ, and I am pleased to have you back as we play a game that it is in no way Card Sharks. Nope. This is a completely original idea and has no similarity to any real or existing game shows, especially one theoretically called Card Sharks, but may show some similarity to previous episodes of this game show that also in no way were any kind of ripoff of any existing show, especially Card Sharks. Before we get to the rules, why don't we meet our contestants? Our returning champion is no other than Exe The Hero. How's it going, man?
A very sleepy Exe The Hero, because you weird night owls keep me up past my bedtime.
Oh, indeed.
But I'm good otherwise.
All right. Well, it says here that you're in a band, so what's that all about?
Well, you know, I do the music thing, and I play the guitar and the bass and the keyboards, and I play the vocal cords. That one doesn't work. But window of opportunity. Does anybody not know that at this point?
Oh. Do you play the automaton?
I do not play the automaton. Would you like to make a guest appearance?
Oh, man. Automaton? Let's see. Hold on. If only we had one right here. Oh, man. That's an automaton. Okay. Yeah, window of opportunity. Go check it out. Woo. Now, we have a contestant for you, X.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Our challenger for X tonight is no other than Rockardo 5012. How are you doing, buddy?
Brayers. What is that, my Brayers?
Oh,
I'm
man.
a Brer?
You're an honorary Brayer.
Honorary Brer. I love it.
Well, speaking of which, it says here that you're a Southerner and that you might know a few things about critters. What's the story there?
Well, I may or may not have hosted an award-winning podcast segment back in the day. Probably due for a return, to be honest.
Man, that seems to be a common thread. People just keep asking for it.
That's what I keep hearing.
From what I hear. All right, well, let's get down to business here so that X can get to bed. All right, so...
That's me snoring, but like cartoon snoring?
Well, I would expect no other. So, here's the deal, y'all. I explained these rules terribly last episode, so let me try to do a better job of it. We have the big board here. So the big board is present, and it is using the international ACA grading system where you have to work your way across the board to a full ACA completion. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 12, I believe.
How do you not know how many there are?
Well, it's 12, I would imagine. I was
just double checking.
Yeah.
Quick math.
So we have 12 blanks on there. Now you got 80, 160, 240. You work out all your way up to, the gentleman's completion, and then you have a few extras, and that would be a full completion. So you have to work your way across the board, answering 12 questions correctly. Now, to gain control of the board, you must answer the toss-up question. The toss-up question will be posed, and then one contestant will give an answer. The other contestant must guess the actual answer to be higher or lower. And then we go to the board. Whoever won the toss-up will have control. They can work their way across, and they can freeze or pause the game at any point, and then no progress will be lost. However, if they continue across the board and get a question incorrectly, they will return to the beginning of the board unless they previously froze or paused the game in an earlier question. Hopefully that was more concise. So, I have 9 questions for you tonight. So at the event that we get to the 9th question, that will become a sudden death question, in which point I will explain the rules of sudden death. So hopefully we won't get to that, because nobody wants to play around with death. I mean, come on. Now, let's get to our first toss-up question. Rocker, you are the challenger tonight, so you will get the first toss-up question. Are you ready? All right. I like
born ready.
Oh, wow.
I like your attitude.
This is good. All right. Well, I like Chivos. Do y'all like Chivos? We all like Chivos, but none of us seem to like Chivos more than a game that just kept adding on and adding on and adding on until there was a full combo of Chivos to pick from that makes you feel ultra awesome. Killer Instinct, of course, is that game, and the question for you is this. Just how many Chivos are there in this game?
Ooh.
Well, I can't say that I know it off the bat, but my nephew Cronus here is currently playing his idol, getting his ass kicked by Fulgore. And so I think I'm going to use that as inspiration.
Oh, wow, yeah.
This is a game with a lot of characters, right? Each
a lot of characters
with their own set of achievements.
Especially 200 wins, yes.
Yes. All right.
Or not, I'm sorry, 200 games played, hence why you're taking the beating like like a rented mule.
Oh, definitely. Winning is overrated. And you don't get an asterisk for these achievements.
Indeed. I'm with you there, my man.
All right, but back to the question at hand.
All right.
Killer Instinct. A lot of achievements, a lot of TA, a lot of DLC packs.
Just a lot of everything, really.
That's true. A lot of time wasted. Let's give it a
with that.
good. Oh yeah, that's right. We have a enthusiast over here.
Oh, who's that guy?
All right. Number of Chivos in Killer Instinct.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to just ballpark it at. I feel like he knows it. I'm going to say like 217.
All right. So X. The question was how many Chivos basically are in the game Killer Instinct. Rocker has gone with 217. Do you feel the actual number is higher or lower than that amount?
I know for a fact it is in the 400s.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know more than that, but it is, without a doubt, it is higher than 217.
Well, I don't know what other to say then. You are absolutely correct. It is 400. I'm going to take a stab at the next part.
450. I know it's not an even
so...
number, 450, but...
Oh, man. 464. Man, that's impressive.
Man, you are so close.
Bad.
Nice.
No, I know there's a ton of achievements in that game. I knew it was over 400.
Oh, for sure. 464.
I think actually I have over 400 of them last time I checked. So
what in the world are you missing?
there's the Shadow Lords updates.
The get good achievements.
Yeah. The also it's worth almost 5,000 gamer score. It's worth only 4,935 gamer score. I was curious why they stopped there, not just add that extra 65 on to make it an even 5G. But anyway, I digress. So, X, you have control of the board.
All right.
So, I guess I need to tell you what we're doing tonight. So, the topic of the board is one that I think that y'all will do very well in. Last episode, we went with some high TA. This one's kind of more the opposite direction, except we are doing completion percentage. So we want those super easy games. You know, three of us are kind of those odd birds like that. And so we like those nice, easy completions. So we're looking for the overall completion percent of as on TA. So what percent of tracked gamers on TA have this game complete? All right. Does everybody understand?
Okay.
Got it.
All right. So, X, your starting point is Glass Masquerade.
Oh, before we get into it, oh, wait, no, do your thing.
No, go for it.
Oh, I was going to say, I just did a review on the second one, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you have not checked out either of these games, you should absolutely check them out. But to the question at hand, completion percentage of Glass Masquerade.
No. I'm going to tell you. It is.
Let him guess.
It is at 82.78. Now, do you feel that is higher or lower than Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Avatar has to be higher. So Glass Masquerade is lower. 83% is lower than Avatar.
You are correct. Avatar has a 97% completion rate.
How the hell does it not have 100?
Well, it's some people out there.
Filthy preloaders.
Their hands go numb after. I don't know. All right. So, is Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Burning Earth, is that higher or lower than NBA 2K6?
Avatar has to be higher than pretty much everything. I'm going to go with higher.
You are correct.
Hear that? It's just softballs. Knocking them out.
I like this. All right. Yes, NBA 2K6 has a completion rate of 84.06%. All right. Is that higher or lower than ACA Puzzle Bobble Win 10?
Ooh.
Now, keep in mind, you can always hit the pause button if you need.
What's my number? 84. I'm going to say Puzzle Bobble's lower.
All right. NBA 2K6 has 84.06. ACA Puzzle Bobble Win 10 edition has 85.99. I am sorry. Oh. You go back to square one. Yes. Now, since you have been unsuccessful, that means Rocker gets a shot at the board here.
Can I justify my thinking there? I accept it was wrong. No.
I mean, who doesn't know that? I mean,
but no, I was brain farting. The Windows 10 ones are always really high because the only people playing those are the achievement whores.
That is true.
I bet the Xbox One completion is significantly lower. I should have thought that through, but I accept my fate.
All right. Well, yes. I mean, this one has a nice little walkthrough. I think who does that walkthrough? Is that Sangrias that did that one?
Sangrias from the Hidden Levels.
Yes. A little shout out to him.
Love you.
All right, Riker. You got this. ACA Puzzle Bobble Win 10 with its 85.99% completion percent. Is that higher or lower than Backyard Sports Backyard Football 10?
Oh, this is one I have not played or really looked into. I kind of have a recollection of it being quote-unquote easy. I'm going to say the Win 10, the Puzzle Bobble, is going to be higher than Backyard Sports.
Now, in all fairness, let me clarify that all of these games are pretty easy. That's why they're on this list. But with that being said, this is a 360 game, and so I understand where you're coming from. Now, ACA Puzzle Bobble Win 10 with its 85.99%. You said that is, in fact, higher than Backyard Sports Backyard Football 10.
Yes.
You are incorrect. It is lower. Backyard Sports Backyard Football 10 has a 94.66%.
Wow.
Wow.
There you go. Y'all did terrible on that one. No one got anywhere. As a reminder to all of the people listening and to the contestants, you can always say pause or freeze so you can save your progress so that you don't start at square one each time. Just a reminder. All right. X, question to you.
Yeah.
He can divide by 0. He doesn't climb trees. He just pulls them down and walks on top of them. Outer space exists because it is afraid to be on the same planet as him. GOTY 2019 Iron Snout is a game that could be played over 9,000 times. Now, if you were hypothetically to do so, Sudoku style, getting all that gamer score over and over again, and get a full completion on each iteration, how much TA difference would you gain from playing Iron Snout over 9,000 times?
Wait, so whatever it is, I have to times that by 9,000?
By over 9,000.
That's math.
Aren't you a
the other side of the brain.
What? Okay, Iron Snout is maybe like 1,100, so 100 times 9,000 is 900,000?
Okay.
Did I do that right?
Perfect.
Rocker. Exe The Hero, the math teacher, says that if you played Iron Snout over 9,000 times and you take the TA difference of each time, that you would get a net gain.
Wait, each time? 100. My answer's 100.
Wait. No. Let me read the question to you one more time.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing right
now. Rocker, do you understand the question?
Yeah, and I'm going to say lower.
Okay, let's just get down to it. Yes, so if you played Iron Snout over 9,000 times and you took the total amount of TA that you would earn from doing so, the TA difference, yes, the total TA difference each time, it adds up each time, a little clicker, you would not get 900,000. You would get lower. In fact, 261,029. So you're only off by like 600,000.
600,000. What is the TA on Iron Snout?
It is
not
29, 29, I think, or 20.
That low?
28. Let's see.
All right, whatever.
He's not in GTASC. He doesn't care about TA difference.
Yeah, every little bit counts, I mean, that one should count a little extra, but all right, just for giggles, I feel like I should know this answer, but yes, 29. Did I say 29?
You did.
Yeah,
Something like that.
All right, so 29. Yeah, so 29. So if you multiply 29 times 9,001, you get your answer. All right, Rocker.
Listeners, I hope you were as confused by that one as I was, and if not, then I guess I'm just a moron.
But it's an iron snout question. You should get it right. No, Rocker, you have control of the board. You have the card Backyard Sports Backyard Football. Tim, would you like to keep or change that card? It has a 94.66%.
Yeah, I'm keeping that card.
All right. Your next card is Collapse on the Windows Phone.
I'm sorry, I'm just jaw dropped. I haven't heard of this one. So
Yes,
Windows
Collapse.
Phone is another distant system for me. The cards are really being nice to you today. I swear. Yeah, I mean,
You've gotten one 360 and one Windows Phone card.
for the 96% alone, I'm going to have to say that one is going to be lower. Collapse is lower.
It's a safe guess.
All right. Yeah, so Backyards Football has 94.66. You say that Collapse Windows Phone is in fact lower than that. Collapse Windows Phone has a 90.26%. So you are correct.
Good.
All right. So you have moved on. You got your 80 gamer score. You're moving on to the 160 question here. Is Collapse Windows Phone higher or lower in completion percentage than Mr. Pumpkin Adventures?
Lower. You don't play Mr. Pumpkin without completing it.
Well, Collapse Windows Phone has a 90.26% completion, which is up against Mr. Pumpkin Adventure. You said Mr. Pumpkin Adventure is higher. It has 86.79%.
Stab in the heart.
Yes. A little side note, I had left that uncompleted for a long time because I missed some collectible along the way, but when I went and cleaned up all my muff completions last April, it was one of them on my list.
We must not be talking about the Canadian version.
I was just going to say, there's a Canadian stack
That's right.
that I know some of our friends on this podcast have played.
I was so close to pausing, too.
Oh, man. Well, X, you get a shot at the board now. You got Mr. Pumpkin Adventure. I just noticed that my student worker had spelled that Pumkin, like a Southern belle, a pumpkin. Yeah, so Mr. Pumpkin Adventure has 86.79. Is that higher or lower than Sagebrush?
Ooh. That was actually a fun game.
I hear there's a really special shout out in that game too. I mean, it shouldn't go unnoticed, unmentioned. While you're thinking, let me just say that Sagebrush, love you guys, man. Rataleka, man. Thanks for that shout out. Appreciate it. Yeah, Brer Elroy on that trailer, man.
Really?
What? You don't know this?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, look at one of the little double wide trailers out there. Brer Elroy's name is on the placard.
Nice. Well, it is a rat, so I'm going to say it's higher.
Ooh,
Rat is higher than Mr. Pumpkin. Mr. Pumpkin is lower. Just
All
to
right.
clarify.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yes, it's getting late. So Mr. Pumpkin Adventure has 86.79. You say Sagebrush is, in fact, higher. Sagebrush has 94.08. Nice. You are correct.
Thanks,
All
Rat.
right. Your next one is Sagebrush with its 94.08%. Is that a higher completion percentage than A Winter's Daydream?
I feel like Winter's Daydream has to be higher. How could that not be higher?
I don't know, man. It's a lot of buttons to press.
Do you even have to press the buttons? I thought if you just let it idle, it finished on its own.
No.
Do you need to click?
You have to click.
I stick with my Winter's Daydream is higher.
All right. Sagebrush with its 94.08%. You say that is lower than a Winter's Daydream completion percentage, which is 97.74%. You are correct.
That's like Avatar. How have you not finished that?
Some people just can't get past that story, man. You got to just stop and take it in.
I read the story. It was weird as hell, for being honest, but
don't you like fall in love with your grandma?
Yeah, it was something.
It was odd, man. Yeah, I've played that one 3 times. I don't know. It's weird. All right. A Winter's Daydream, 97.74%. Is that higher or lower than North?
Our favorite game on the podcast. I am going to say that North is lower. It has to be than 98%. North is lower.
North. Well, let's see. Winter's Daydream, 97.74. North, 93.41. You are correct.
Nice.
You're making a little run here.
Woo.
All right. Is North, with its 93.41% completion percentage, is that
Wait. If I want to freeze, do I have to do it before the question?
No.
Okay. I'm going to roll with the next one.
All right. Is that higher or lower than Energy Cycle?
Oh. I mean, there's the guide for that one that gives it to you. Shoot, that's tough. Also, can you hear my neighbors doing whatever the hell they're doing? Damn it. I'm going to say Energy Cycle is higher.
Okay. He is elected not to freeze. He is saying that North, with its 93.41% completion percentage, is lower than Energy Cycle?
Yeah, North is lower, Energy Cycle higher.
Energy Cycle, 93.
Oh no.
0.89%. That was a ballsy move, my man.
Wow.
Yes, you got it by 0.5. I'm not sure how many. I'm sure we could extrapolate that out and figure out how many actual users that is. Yeah. So, all right. So you're sitting you're at the 400 mark here almost. All right. Is Energy Cycle, with its 93.89% completion percentage, is that higher or lower than Deep Space Rush?
Deep Space Rush. I don't even remember that one.
It's in space. You rush in deep.
Is it a rat?
About 20 minutes.
Shit. What is Energy Cycle?
Energy Cycle, 93.89.
93. All right, I'm going to say Deep Space is higher because I'm pretty sure that's a rat. I think I remember that one.
Okay.
Rats have stupidly high completion percentages.
Okay. Energy Cycle with 93.89. Deep Space Rush. That was dramatic in case you didn't.
That means I'm wrong.
Clocks in at 98.16.
Wow.
Impressive.
Yes. He is rolling on to 480.
I got to freeze. I don't want to chance it.
480. Oh, boy. We got rat on rat crime here. Deep Space Rush with 98.16. Is that higher or lower than a wonderful sports game, football game?
Football game with the cheerleader?
Oh my gosh, yeah. We want to talk about that again?
Shoot, can I freeze and still guess?
Well, you can freeze, and then whoever gets the next one will get this card and can change it or keep it.
All right. I mean, I'm at...
But you can tell. I'll ask you in case you want.
I'm at 98%, so I'm going to say football game is lower than 98%.
Deep Space Rush, 98.16 for a 480 gamer score. Football game, 90.96.
Too many people thought it was a real sports game.
Yeah, right.
they dove it, and they're like, "Wait, what the hell is this?" And then they got to the cheerleader part, and that's as far as they got.
They just stopped.
They just keep playing that part over and over again. All right. So you're moving on. All right. We have your wonderful next card. It is Storm Boy.
Oh no!
That's
merciful. Oh my gosh. Oh, no, these aren't real tears. I'm a big boy.
This football game higher or lower than Storm Boy?
I gotta freeze. I don't want to chance it. I have no idea. I'm freezing.
Really?
All right.
So surprising.
All right. He has elected to freeze at 480 gamer score. So before he heads into high score mode, he will never go lower than that. All right. So, all right. Rocker, you got some points to make up, man.
I do.
So, all right. Well, you get the next question. So you get to make a better guess than 900,000. So, the Achievement Hunting 101 podcast has loyal listeners across the globe. In some of these countries, they just ain't America. However, they use, they do have to measure stuff, and they use some shenanigans called the old metric system. It's crazy, but they do it. Fortunately, Xbox is as American as an apple pie, and our gamer score is not subject to such weird conversions. Let's say it were, though. So if gamer score were miles, and it was subjected to the same conversion to kilometers, how many gamer score would you get for a gentleman's completion of an ACA game, with the variety being just short the top caravan Chivo and the top 2 high score Chivos?
What?
All right.
Okay, I was up to miles.
Excuse me.
All right. So gamer score is miles.
Yes.
You're converting your gamer score to kilometers.
Yes.
And you want it to be you got a game here, and it's the gentleman's completion of an ACA game where you're missing the top caravan Chivo and the top 2 high score Chivos.
A valid gentleman's completion, by the way.
It is.
It's missing those 3.
That's
Correct.
3. I've been there.
I'm converting the gamer score to miles. And then
No, that gamer score came in American miles.
Yes.
You're converting it to kilometers, and then you
Okay.
want to tell me,
tell you how many kilometers it is.
no, how many gamer score it is under this weird conversion. Yes.
See, now I feel good because I totally get what he's asking on this one, and you are clueless.
Well, I know a 5K is 3.1 miles. I got that.
Yep. That's good. That's good. That's smart.
Um,
Now just take that a step further.
Yep. So if I'm taking 720 miles,
Yep. Mile gamer score.
this is where the math gets fuzzy.
That we got MGS. We need KMGS. Yes, I think that's it. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I'm just gonna have to ballpark it at 5K 3.1 over half 720. Half of that is 350 360.
This is the last math question. I
love
promise.
this math process of yours.
So that's like 1,080 for
This was
1.5.
amazing. I really feel proud that I'm watching or hearing this.
And then you got to add a little bit more in there. So
Just because.
well, no, there's some extra math in there that I can't do. So where were we at? We were at 1,080. Let's just do 1,150 kilometers. Now, what am I doing with the kilometers?
That's it.
That's
it.
it.
That's your
1150.
That's your KMGS.
Yeah, 1,150.
All right. I feel like for those of you who have seen the movie Princess Bride, I just listened to the explanation that involved a land war in Asia, and truly a fascinating thought process. Okay, so 1,150 to you, X. Is the actual number higher or lower?
I feel like it's got to be right around there. I am going...
I'll take that as a compliment.
No, I feel like you did that really well. You did your half times 3 and add a little more.
I did add a little more. That's the catch-all. I forget to carry a number here and there. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's lower.
All right.
My metric gentleman's completion is less than 1150.
All right. Well, Rocker, that you said that your KMGS was going to be 1,150. The actual KMGS for a gentleman's completion that is short 2 high score Chivos and 1 caravan Chivo is 1,150.
What?
8. Incredible!
Wow.
I am so freaking impressed right now. I can't even. That was whatever you do. However you do math in your head, you
keep doing it.
Just keep being you.
It's like a Good Will Hunting situation.
It really was, man. That's impressive. All right. Well, you get the card Storm Boy, which, to answer the previous question,
oh, it's definitely higher than football game, right?
yes, it has a 97.14%. So is 97.14% completion of Storm Boy higher or lower than Tracks Build It, Race It?
I despise Tracks. Build It, Race It.
Awful game.
I haven't even completed it, so
I played it twice, Tracks and Skullextric.
That's right.
Oh man, 97's really high. The Tracks is pretty notorious. Man, I feel like I get the hard ones. That's what she said. I'm gonna have to go. I really think Storm Boy has to be higher, just because I haven't even completed Tracks, but I have completed Storm Boy.
What's holding you back on Tracks?
You know, I don't always get them on the first try, and then the game will crash, and I just nope, I'm done.
That's valid.
Yeah, that's all a fair point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I mean,
terrible game.
Okay, well, Storm Boy, but it's 97.14%. You're saying that is higher than Tracks Build It, Race It, which has 89.20. So 11%. 11% tend to agree with you there. So, all right, then move on. So you got Tracks Build It, Race It, 89.20%. Is that higher or lower than 3/4 Home Extended Edition?
3/4 Home.
Do you remember that one?
I think I do. There's another one about home that was games with gold. Was that Gone Home?
That was Gone Home.
All right. 3/4 Home is going to be higher than Tracks. For sure.
Okay. For sure. Wow. Doubling down there. Okay. Tracks. Build It, Race It, with its 89.20% completion percentage. You say that is lower than, well, I guess I'm confusing because you keep saying, you're doing it the other way. You're saying 3/4 Home Extended Edition is higher than Tracks Build It, Race It, correct?
Correct.
Tracks Build It, Race It is 89.20. 3/4 Home, 84.13.
I'm done.
I am so sorry.
I'm surprised that one's so low because that literally is hold right trigger and win
for the win.
Yeah.
And they're
I can only remember like once you're done, you have to go back and like just listen to the radio or something.
Yeah.
But even then, who plays more tracks than that?
Yeah, that's I think there's a dragon. That's all I remember. And there was like a station wagon just on the screen the whole time and
something. I was expecting like in the 93 range.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, it was glitched for a while. All 10 achievements were unobtainable.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they patched it for stability, and it disabled all the achievements. So there were a lot of people who had started it, got screwed out of the rest of them, and then never went back, I guess.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
I'm still surprised it's that low.
All right. Well, X, you should not be surprised that you have control of the board. Your first card is 3/4 Home Extended Edition with its 84.13%. Do you feel that is higher or lower than Haunted Halloween 86?
Haunted Halloween 86 has to be higher.
You said Haunted Halloween is higher than 3/4 Home Extended Edition. 3/4 Home Extended Edition with its 84.13. Haunted Halloween 86. 92.26.
I'm actually surprised it's that low, but yeah.
It's a little confusing there because there was an 86 in there. So, all right. So you've moved on to the 640 level. All right. Yes.
Getting crazy.
Indeed. So, Haunted Halloween 86 is up against Milo's Quest.
Milo. That's the one that just came out, right?
I don't know. Is it?
Oh. I feel like since it just came out... no. I'm going to say it has to be higher because everyone rushed to play it. But then the people might... stupid divers. What is wrong with you people that dive games? I'm going to trust my gut. Milo's Quest is higher. It just came out. Everyone rushed and beat it.
Okay. You say Milo's Quest is higher than Haunted Halloween 86. Haunted Halloween 86 has 92.26%. Milo's Quest, 90.49.
Wow. Okay.
I'm sorry. You have gone... You got to restart high score mode.
You paused.
I was just going to say I didn't lose. I paused accidentally.
Yeah. That's right. Sure. Yeah. At least you didn't like hit the menu button and then go to restart. You know,
game reset when you're
God.
right before the third.
Yeah.
original.
That's the worst.
Been there, done
okay.
that.
Yeah. Too many times. All right.
Wow. Okay.
So the next question goes to you, X. All right. Avatar, The Last Airbender, The Burning Earth is a must-play for Gamerscore junkies like ourselves. Ava, our hero, bends air as fast as you can mash the B button. In doing so, you can complete the game in a mere 5 minutes by racking up combos. Let's say, hypothetically though, you wanted the game to last longer than, the 5 minutes, and at least got each, and to do so, you got each of the achievements on a different combo. So rather than just actually play the game, you just extend it by doing one combo, getting the first achievement, doing the next achievement, doing a second combo, etc., until you have all of the achievements. What would be the combined minimum number of your hit counter that you would have to get in all of your combos to get the completion?
I have no idea. The highest one... Like a 50 point? That seems too low. Like a 300 point? I have no idea. I'm going to call it... I have no idea. I'm going to call it 200... There's, 5 achievements in the game? So it's probably 50, 100, 150, 200, 250 would be my guess. So that's 450, and then 600, and then 7...
Add a little.
750.
Add a little.
750 is my number.
Do the rocker math.
Yeah,
All right.
750 is my number.
All right, rocker.
Yes.
So you're playing Avatar. You want the game to go longer, but of course you don't want to actually play the game. So you separate each achievement into a separate combo.
Yes.
What total minimum hit counter would you need to get the completion?
Well,
is it higher or lower than
Rocker
750?
Math determined that that number would be lower.
Ooh.
What is rocker math?
Rocker
Don't make him
Math
do it. Don't make him do it again.
that it's going to be 250 total hits.
Okay.
Oh, wow. All right. So, X, you said 750. Rocker says it is, in fact, lower. And he is correct. It is 150.
Oh, is it? What's the top achievement then? If it's that low,
50.
Oh, really? Okay, that's where I started.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, I did my math wrong.
Oh, you still got it.
yeah.
Yeah. You just added a little.
It's 50 plus 40 plus 30 plus 20 plus 10.
That's it.
I thought it was so much higher. Yeah, I thought the first was 50. All right, whatever.
All right, Rocker. You have Milo's Quest as your card. It is 90.49. Would you like to keep that card or switch it out?
Oh, let's switch it out. Bring something new in.
All right. You get Super Weekend Mode with 86.51%.
Now that's surprising, but I'll take it.
I actually had a really tough time with that one, if we're being honest.
Yeah? Wow. Okay. Is this Super Weekend Mode with its 86 point... Oh, shoot, I lost it on there. Okay, 86.51. Is that higher or lower than One-Eyed Willie?
One-Eyed Willie. Oh, gosh. Sometimes you, One-Eyed Willie... what was my new card?
Super Weekend Mode.
Super Weekend Mode. That's right.
84.51. Or no, 86.51.
Okay.
I don't know why I can't get that one right.
Despite the name, nobody can pronounce it. That's got to be higher than 80-something%. It's got to be in the 90s.
Right. Okay. So, Super Weekend Mode, 86.51. You said that One-Eyed Willie is higher than that. One-Eyed Willie clocks in at, that was clock, 94.27%.
There we go. There's the streak. We're starting it.
Yeah, get the
We're not ending.
get the rally sticks out here. This is something here. All right, so you got One-Eyed Willie with its 94.27%. All right, is that going to be higher or lower than Fragments of Him?
Oh, that's that new game, and it was super duper cheap.
I don't know if it's new. But...
I'm thinking of.
No, why did you help him?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to make a correction. I just want to make a correction for the listeners there. Sorry. I scratch that from the record. I said nothing.
I'm thinking of the. You know which one I'm thinking of. It's not that one. I don't think I've played this one.
I don't know what you're thinking of.
I don't have a clue either.
You said Fragments of Him. Fractured Minds, maybe. The one the little girl did. Yeah.
Yeah. Fractured Minds.
All right, but that was easy. I don't know about Fragments of Him. I actually know nothing about that game. I don't know anything, so I'm just going to say it's lower.
Okay.
It's not. It's not a rat. I know that.
Yeah.
Not sometimes.
That is a true statement. I don't know who made it.
I don't know. I got to go lower since I don't know it.
All right. So One-Eyed Willie, up in the 90s there, and Fragments of Him, 89.42.
Phew, that was a tight butthole situation.
Yeah, that one is the one where the guy dies in a car wreck. Spoiler alert.
Oh, too bad.
Yep.
I don't think that's a spoiler. I think that's like the first 5 minutes of the game.
Okay. Well, so he died and then people miss him.
Also, not really a spoiler.
Well, he wasn't like a jerk.
But keep talking. Maybe we'll get something good.
Yeah. All right. So it's got its 89%. All right. So is that going to be higher or lower than Caretaker?
Caretaker. That one I have played. Didn't care for it. But there's a guide for it.
You should not take care of it.
Yeah, not take care of it. I really want to pause because I don't want to lose points. Tricky.
Mm-hmm.
That is a tricky one, actually, because there are a couple tough spots.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna pause just so I can't exit with the goose egg. So I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna freeze.
All right. Yes, I pause.
If I had to guess, I'd say higher.
Okay. Well,
this one it doesn't count, right?
It does not.
I would guess lower.
It would have been lower, yes. 84.73, yeah. Yeah, 84.73 is the Caretaker. All right, so we're back in business here. We got another question, and I believe this one goes to Mr. Rocker.
I believe you are right.
Man, I just noticed that there's a lot of, yeah. All right, so your question. Ever since the incident in AWH, where we accidentally overlooked the Firewatch achievement, The Life and Times of Raccoon Carter, for getting attacked by a raccoon and probably not getting rabies.
Small
chance. You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. So ever since that was accidentally overlooked for the raccoon episode, which is a regret I hold to this day, but ever since then, ever since this was brought to my attention, I should say, I have added Gamertag Nation to my Cheevo's repertoire for its superior search feature over true achievements. So, love you, Gamertag Nation. It's about time to give you some love. And so this is the Gamertag Nation question of the episode. We all love those hashtag gains. All about them gains. So, sometimes achievement hunting, severely gets in the way of pursuing those gains. Yeah. But why choose? If one was hypothetically to pursue achievement gains in the form of achievements with the word gains in them, how many achievements would one be able to max out with knocking out those max reps? So what would be the max count? And stacks do count separate.
What am I counting? Including stacks?
All these achievements with the word gains in them.
Achievements with the word gain in it.
Now, I must say that it is not part of another word. So there's about a bajillion against, and against is A gains T, and but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the word gains separated by itself, all alone in the well, not all alone, but not attached to any other letters inside the name of the achievement.
All right, I think I got it. We will keep it at 68.
Okay. 68 achievements. So, Mr. X, Rocker says there are 68 achievements in the Xbox universe with the word gains in them. Do you think that number is higher or lower?
I'm going to go with significantly lower.
I forgot significantly. He has experience searching achievement names.
I've never looked up gains, but if I was first, I probably would have said 15. I'm thinking you're way too high.
Well, let's see. So, if one were to max out their gamer score in the form of achievements with gains in them, no hashtag. Rocker, you said 68?
I did.
X, you said it was significantly, you got a little snooty there, significantly lower. And X, you are correct. It is 4.
Oh, goodness.
There are only 4 achievements in the Xbox world with the word gains in them. And they are, in case you're curious.
I was going to say, yeah, are 2 of them a stack, or is that to throw something?
Yeah. No, 2 of them were actually in a stack. There was 2 in Wolfenstein, the New Colossus, and it's called All the Gains. And that's on the Xbone and also on Win 10. And you get this by getting a new body is the description. There's one in Insane Robots. I think that's recently Games with Gold, wasn't it?
I think so.
And it's just called Gains. And you get that by using a strength increase augment in a tournament. And then lastly, you get Torment Tides of Numenera. And it's called Ill-Gotten Gains. And then there's a very cryptic description that says, found the Murden's treasure room. I don't know what a Murden is. I don't know if it's supposed to be murderers. I don't know what that means. I looked up Murden, and there was nothing on the internet for what a Murden was. All right, so there you go. So if you know what a Murden is, please let us know. Okay. X, you started at 480. I believe your card is Caretaker with its 84.73 completion percentage. Is that going to be higher or lower than The Walking Dead Michonne 360?
Ooh. 360. I feel like the only people that actually played it on 360 were achievement hunters. So
why is that? Did it come out post Xbox One?
I think it came out, it was like 2016, 2017. Are you counting just the first episode or the entire game?
Whatever shows on TA. So I think that's just the first episode.
First episode is definitely higher then. I think the whole thing's probably higher, but I'm fairly confident in the first episode.
Okay. You say that Walking Dead Michonne 360 is higher than Caretaker. Caretaker has 84.73%. Walking Dead Michonne 360 has 87.15. You are correct. It was a no-biter, though.
Ooh. I'm actually surprised it's that low. It's Telltale.
Ah. Well, some of those... I don't know. I got nothing. Yeah, there should be easy.
Yeah, that's shocking to me, actually.
Yeah, I mean, just time element, maybe. I mean,
but that one, it's one of the quickest ones.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, whatever.
All right. Now, is a Walking Dead Michonne 360 with its 87.15. Is that higher or lower than Virtua Striker?
Is that that's the Japanese one, right?
Yep.
The only people playing that one are achievement hunters. I'm going to say Virtua Striker is higher.
Now, in fairness, all these games are easy games played. But
point taken.
All right, you said Virtua Striker is higher than Walking Dead Michonne 360, which has 87.15. Virtua Striker has 94.38.
Yeah.
You are correct. You are moving on to what could be a gentleman's completion here.
Yes. Then I win, right? Then it's game over.
Oh, we're setting our sights even higher here. We're actually going for the full 1,000. This is that rare ACA.
You're a madman. This is any of the King of Fighters, basically.
That's right. Just mash the X button or whatever button, the right trigger. All right, so you had. God, what can I think? My mind's gone. Virtua Striker with its 94.13. And is that going to be higher or lower than Planet of the Eyes?
Oh, I remember that one actually being kind of tough. 94? Planet of the Eyes is lower.
All right. Virtuous Striker with its 94 point whatever it was. Is that higher or lower? You say that is going to be higher than Planet of the Eyes, which clocks in at 90.95. Nice. You are correct.
I forget what it was, but there was one part that gave me a run for my money, and I almost put it down.
Oh, the humanity. What kept you going in these dark times?
That might have been a GTASC game. those very dark times.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, we have Planet of the Eyes with its 90.95. Is that higher or lower than Sonic the Fighters?
Oh, I am pretty sure that Sonic the Fighters has a higher completion than Avatar. Does it not? Shoot. I'm gonna freeze.
What?
Can I do that?
Yeah, you can freeze.
I'm gonna freeze.
Okay.
Can I make my guess now that I'm safe?
Sure.
I would say Sonic the Fighters is higher. I think that it's got to be up at like 100%.
Has to be pretty close.
I don't know what Sonic the Fighters game y'all are playing, but Sonic the Fighters I know has an 89.48%, so it's probably a good thing you froze there, my man.
Isn't that's like the easiest game on 360 behind? I guess not, but
no.
I mean, even I went out of my way to play that 200-pointer.
Yeah, well, it's 400 pointers, so you.
Okay.
Y'all all over the board on this game. What is going on here, man? And it just had a movie and he eats a brat. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well that takes us to our next toss-up question. I believe this one goes to
X.
Who got the last X?
Yeah, this one's me.
Yeah.
Okay, X. All right, Mr. X.
Yes.
You being the English teacher. There's a game called Scrabble. It's a fun game for families to play together and spend family time together playing Scrabble and enjoy it and all that. But ain't nobody got time for that, especially when there's a 1 to 2 hour completion in Scrabble available to download and get your blessed 1,000 gamer score on, get it right into them veins. So one could say achievement would be a great word to splatter across the 15 by 15 board, assuming someone played achieve and then someone added a MENT to the end of it. Because, you only get, I think, 7 letters or something like that. But anyway, with that in mind, if you got gamer score based on the 0 to 10 values shown on the front of each letter, how much total gamer score would you get for the word achievement?
Achievement. All right, hold on. All right, I know the value.
I'm so glad I'm so glad that Rocker didn't get this one.
3, 4. That's gotta be 5. I feel like C and H are 2 each, so 6, 7, 8, 9. V has got to be like a 4-pointer, so there's 13. M is 3, 16. T is 1, 17. I'm gonna say 19 points.
All right, Rocker. He has assigned the Scrabble value of 19 gamer score for the word achievement. Not in KMGS, but how much Scrabble GS would the word achievement get? Is it higher or lower than 19?
$1, Bob. I'm going to go lower.
Oof. All right. The amount of gamer score for the Scrabble word achievement would be, and I'll just read you the numbers here for the letters. 1, 3, 4, 1, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, for a total of 21. That was pretty close, man. I was impressed.
I play a lot of Scrabble.
That's pretty good, man. All right, well, that gives you control of the board. You're sitting at 720. You only got to get 3 more correct. You have Sonic the Fighters.
And then I can go to bed, right?
Yep. There's a lot on there. 89.48, and if you want, we can make this the sudden death question, and you can just, go out and blaze a fire.
Gun your head.
I'm sure. Rocker
let's
probably
keep
wouldn't have
doing
a
what
problem
we're
with
doing.
All right, so we have Sonic the Fighters at 89.48. Would you like to keep or change that card?
89.48. I feel like that's safe. Let's keep it.
Okay. Your next contestant is...
Great.
Iron Snouts. Oh, man, it brings me such joy to see it finally appear.
Iron Snout has that grindy achievement. I am saying Iron Snout is lower.
Whoa!
What?
Breaking news. All right. Sonic the Fighters, which we just recently discovered, does not have 200 gamer score and is not higher than like everything on the list here. With its 89.48%, you say that is, in fact, higher than Iron Snout, which has...
Like 5,000 wolves or something.
It was only like 29 or something TA difference.
Best achievement of your life here. But anyway...
Shoot.
Iron Snout has 87.44. I am impressed.
I called
man.
it. It's the grindy one. People don't like doing
Man.
stupid grinds.
Wait.
Outside of the
careful.
club. Sorry.
Be
We love it
careful.
in the club.
Be careful.
Sorry, did I offend you by calling it stupid?
Yes.
Take
that
it back.
has no bearing in this discussion. All right. So Iron Snout. You get blessed with the Iron Snout card, and this is how you act? Act like you've been there.
You know, I hear that Iron Snout went to the Virgin Islands, and now they're just called the Islands.
Indeed. Because he got balls deep in that. Now, Iron Snout with its 87.44%, is that higher or lower than Can Androids Pray Blue?
Ooh, that was a visual novel with really nothing to it. So I'm going to say Androids is higher.
Oh, man. Can Androids Pray Blue with its... wonderful button mashing versus dialogue selection. No, that's it. And is that higher or lower than Iron Snout with its 87.44? It is in fact higher.
It's like a 20-minute visual novel. How's that? Yeah.
96.95. Wow. Well done. You know, this brings us to the here on the.
Is this the one?
This is it, man. This is for the win.
Two-time champion? Well, maybe. I don't know. Watch me lose it right now.
All right. Can Androids Pray Blue with its 96.95? Is that higher or lower than Rememoried?
Oh my gosh, the one with the 3-minute completion? That just came out though.
The TA published an article.
Oh no! I was like, 97% is so safe. Oh, 97. That sucks. Rememoried has to be lower.
Okay, it locked in.
No, I don't want to lock it. I'm locking in. I'm locking in. Rememoried is lower.
Can Androids Pray Blue has 96.95. Rememoried. I'm not going to lie to you. It's pretty close. It has.
My heart is pounding. What the heck?
96.03. You are correct. Winner, chicken dinner, my friend. You have ran the gauntlet. That was impressive, man. You were pulling out all the close ones there, yeah?
Yeah, I was like 97% on the 1,000-point question. This is easy.
Yeah, you nailed it, man. That was a lot better than the 900,000 guys. I'm just saying, but yeah, that's. Any final thoughts, Mr. X? You will advance on to the next round where you will face your next challenger.
Yeehaw. No, when I am looking for new games to buy, I know a lot of people sort by completion time. I sort them by completion percentage. So if I've missed a game, I have a generally pretty good idea of whether or not it's completable, if it's 75% plus. So that is a stat that I actually do pay a little bit of attention to.
Wow. Okay, there you go. We had no idea you were a ringer here. Well, Rocker, he chose you to challenge, by the way. I think he thought you were the worthy opponent last time he was on.
Yeah, you were the only one that really gave me a hard time on the last one. Sorry, Red, we love you.
So, anyhow, but thank you both for joining me tonight, and I guess that wraps up this episode. Anything left that y'all want to plug?
I'm going to hit 1 million gamer score soon, and then I'm going to play Tomb Raider.
Oh, man, that's almost like going to Disneyland, but okay.
Something like that.
You should go to Disneyland. You should play the Disneyland Connect Adventures, because like, I just hit 1 million gamer score. What am I going to do next? I'm going to Disneyland Adventures Connect. Oh,
same thing.
Yeah. What do you got going on, Rocker?
I host a little podcast, Achievement Hunting 101.
Oh, cool.
You should listen to it. Maybe not. I don't know. I am trying to hit 400,000 little baby score by my birthday, end of March. So we're right on track. And but that's a side quest after placing numero uno in GTASC TT.
Oh man. For sure, man. You see, we got ranked in the top 20 on the Exprovo's power rankings.
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, man. We're top 20, man. We're living the dream, man.
They said it couldn't be done.
They did, indeed. Probably because our races are all trash. So there you go.
I mean, anyway. They don't make beware of possum signs for no reason.
That is true. You never know, man. You're going to get bit. You're going to turn your back on them. Man, does this look dead? Nope. All right.
I'm going to use this platform to say, please don't use them as pets. They will claw your face off.
That is a truth.
That also applies to panda bears.
Yep. These are all truths. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Cue the cheesy outro music.
Cards be ever in your favor.
Oh, man. That's some good music.
Is the cheesy outro music top 3 plants on my windowsill right now? Number 3, old man cactus. Number 2, Christmas cactus. And number 1, spider plant.
Oh, wow. Well, maybe you can help them grow by playing them my top 3 automaton songs. Number 1, Take On Me. Number 2, that other one where it's like, and then the third one is like,
Back to back with Matrock and ElroyOMJ. Love that guy.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our third installment of Back to Back, our mostly monthly look at what games we played that were non-backwards compatible. So it's been a little over a month, something like, I guess, 6 weeks since we revisited this topic, but here we are once again, and before I dive in any further, let me just go ahead and once again introduce my co-hosts for this segment. Let's see, do I want to start across the pond or on my side of the pond? Let's start with Chewy. Hey Chewy, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Well, I've got a bit of a tickly cough, but let's not talk about that.
Yeah, it's dangerous. You don't want to let anyone know that you're feeling anything sub 100% right now.
Yes. Does this count as unnecessary social interaction?
I would say we are slightly more than 6 feet apart, so I think we're doing this right. And also on my side of the pond then, Mr. ElroyOMJ, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm just concerned with all these cancellations, everything. As long as they keep that GTASC thing going and and don't cancel that, I'm good. So that's about the only thing left I got. That's the only scheduled event that's going on in my life right now.
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness we're all gamers, right? Because that's a hobby we can still engage in pretty safely with social interaction.
Sure.
So, we're pretty fortunate there. But we have a very specific topic to hit today, and given how long we spoke last time, I want to make sure we sort of dive right in. So did either one of you want to volunteer to round up your February 1st?
Man, I'll do it. Let's go.
All right, go for it.
All right, so I did the Game Night, Hasbro Game Night 3, I believe it is. I think there's a Hasbro in the title. I don't know. They keep changing up all the things. So Hasbro Family Game Night 3. So it looks like I ended up with 610 gamer score on this. And not quite the Gentleman 720 or 800 that I was looking for. It was good enough for almost 1200 TA because there's several that I did that were not fun at all, and that's but I didn't do all the not so fun ones. There was a couple that got away from me. There's one, well, let's talk about the ones that I did get. The one that I'm most proud of, I guess, would be the one in Clue. I had a hard time with that one. There's a game of Clue on there where you have to basically play 10 full games on it, which is not difficult really, because you play with a second player and then you can look in their inventory, see all the cards they got, and then I created a nice little sheet on a piece of paper and I marked little X's and check marks for everything. And apparently the spa is the safest place in the house. Just in case you're wondering, if you're in a mansion and people are dying, go to the spa, because statistically speaking, no one died in the spa in the duration. Now, you might say, well, that's not too coincidental, given that you've only had to play 10 games. Well, not so much. I played my 10 games. I sat around. I waited. Nothing happened. I'm like, oh, no, not this again. It broke the cardinal sin. It did. If I get an achievement, I want the achievement to, actually pop. But no. It did not. And so I am left thinking, well, what do I do here? And so it's hard to go back to a game after it cheats you. It's just it just creates a wall between you and that game, and it's difficult to go back. But then I took a glance at the old RTDL, and I noticed, wouldn't you know it, the one achievement from this game that's on there is Scotland Yard's Finest, which is for winning 10 games of original Clue/Cluedo. So, ball was back in my court. So I thought, well, I'll just go straight through and I'll exit to the menu after each one. Well, after about 16 games, I finally got it to pop. And
wow.
It was a glorious time. I played way more. I don't know why I didn't register 6-ish of my games that I completed, and I'm equally puzzled why the spa was never the scene of the crime. The spa it's just a safe haven. You have to feel secure sometimes, and so the spa had your back. So in case, it's just a little public service announcement. Now, as for the other ones, there's other games that you had to play 10 rounds of, and I tried to get a couple of them. I tried to do Mousetrap. Now, Mousetrap involves, it's a terrible game. I didn't realize how bad that game is. Do y'all have fond memories of that game when playing it? Y'all know what Mousetrap is?
I know of it, but I've never played it.
So Mousetrap, we had it when I was younger, and my siblings and I used to love actually building the trap. And, many years later, it's like, should we actually learn the rules of the game and how that works?
Right. Do you actually know the game
again? We actually ever did. I think it was just, it's like one of those those machines. I can't remember the name of the machines right now, but yeah, Rube Goldberg. That's it. I'm like, rubric? That's not right. But yeah, it's one of those Rube Goldberg machines, so it was just fun to put it together, and it's cheap plastic pieces, so after like the second time the trap runs, it doesn't work anymore. For sure. That's all that game was for us. So what did you learn then?
Well,
while you were playing it for this?
I was looking at it through adult eyes. I too enjoyed using all the pieces and putting it together. And once it broke, then we just took turns seeing who could launch the dude that jumps into the swimming pool the farthest off of the diving board with using your fist. You like slam on one end and see how far you can launch him. And that was, and try to actually make it in, some other things across the room. But the game itself is terrible, man. It's just a terrible game. Like, there is no strategy whatsoever. You roll and there's no decisions to be made. You're completely at the mercy of whatever you roll. And it's like you roll and then you either lose cheese or you get cheese. And then at the end, you just have to be lucky and hope that you land on the trap the other player when he or she is on the cheese wheel. And if not, you just run around in circles until someone is on the switch and someone is on the cheese, and literally no strategy. So how that translates over to Xbox is basically you just have to mash the A button, because A is restart anyway. So you would just literally have to sit there and mash the A button and just hope that you win at some point. And so you could just leave it running automatically, thus entering a device that does that for you. And for some reason, said device would not work with the 360 for some reason. So I was unable to utilize the device, and thus I was unable to get my 10 or 10 games of Mousetrap in. So that was kind of a bummer. That kind of discouraged me further. So everything was just discouraging on this game. And then there was just a couple other ones where you had to play 10 games of this, play 10 games of that, and I didn't feel like playing any of those games again. They were not very fun. The Game of Life is just it just takes forever, and it's like you only get to play one game in your lifetime. I mean, it's just that long.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
If I recall correctly, in those Family Game Night games, there were quick versions and then the standard version.
Yes.
So to play the 10 games, you had to play the standard version, or were the quick versions also that long to play?
You have to be done in the original. You can do you can't do the remix, but you can do it in quick games. But the quick games of life are not that quick. The quick games of everything is not that quick. And then especially not a Mousetrap, because, again, at the end, you're just running around in circles until the dice align itself. And all in all, I mean, I don't know. In Yahtzee, hands down, I didn't have a good experience with that. I couldn't get all the cards in time, running 4 controllers at once. Still couldn't get it done in the time period. I was basically, you just hit pass, and then go back to yourself, keep the cards you want, pass, and then try to get the combo card. But I still couldn't get it. I couldn't even get 4 of those, and I had to get 6 of those suckers. No way. So I had a bad experience with that. But I don't know. I enjoyed the clue part, I guess. That was about the only part. I think I said going in that I was going to enjoy the clue part, because that was kind of my game, my jam, in recent years. And so I did enjoy that. I got all of the achievements in Clue, so I view that as a tiny bit of a win. The other games I really don't care much about, to be honest. So so that one doesn't beat me up too bad. And but anyway, so 6-10 for me. It was an alright experience, I guess. At least one of the games was. The other ones, meh.
And you started from nothing, right? This was like
the
same you did with the previous game too, right?
Yeah, my first pop on that one was actually no, I started with, it looks like I started it in December of this past year, and I got about 40, about 100. I had 100 going in, so I got 510 off it. So, it's all right. I could have done better. Regret.
Well, I don't know. 610 in 1 month doesn't sound so terrible.
Yeah.
And I know back when this game, when did this come out? It was pre.
It says 2010. Yes, October 2010.
Yeah, so this was in that collection of games. If you're looking to boost your gamer score, you wouldn't get a full 1,000 out of it, but there were several fairly quick things you can get in the early half of the game just to get some quick stuff. So this was like a good GameFly game if you were into that at the time, but this is something now that would be completely scoffed at by the Gamerscore hunter because it's way too much work to actually get most of it done.
Yeah, it's just grindy at the end, and the estimate is set at 15 to 20 hours, and that's probably about right. Oof. And if you can't automate the mousetrap games, I mean, that's just going to be awful. You got to sit there and just go through that 10 times. I mean, it's just that'd be a grind. So I don't know. I think I have like 2 wins in it, and I don't know that I'll ever go back unless it just appears on the RTDO and we're doing some kind of contest at the time for it, and maybe I would then, but man, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think I'll just let this one rest for a little while.
All right. Well, that's still good progress, though. 610 gamer score in the month is better than 40.
Hey,
so...
I knew that was coming.
Speaking of which,
speaking of,
someone get to redeem themselves.
February treat you, Chewy?
Pretty damn good, actually. So my game for February was Max Payne 3. And I started going in with just one single achievement, 5 game score 10 TA, and I ended up the month with #gains, 39 achievements, 720 game score, and that is for a nice 1600 TA. Okay, yes, so my game for February was Max Payne 3, and I did a lot better than just 40 game score this time around. I started the game having dived it way back when for one achievement, 5 Gs, 10 TA, and I ended the month with 39 achievements, 720 game score, and a nice 1600 TA. So good ratio there awesome. Too. Oh yeah, much better. So I've redeemed myself fully.
Well, I'm looking at your accomplishments here, your achievements, and I'm seeing 3 flex biceps left on the table, and I'd like an explanation there.
Well, I'll get into that. Don't you worry. So you guys, I can't remember. Have you guys played any of the Max Payne games?
I boosted Max Payne 3, so I have
doesn't count.
Some achievements from there, and I watched my brother play the first Max Payne ages ago, but I haven't played them myself. No.
So yeah, I played the first 2 back in the day on PlayStation, I think, and PC. Loved them, great games. So this is a really great follow-on. I do really recommend it if you like third-person shooters, strong storylines, narrative, great atmosphere, great tone. It is very dark, very gruesome.
As an aside on that, as you're recommending it, so my understanding is Max Payne 1 and 2 were developed by the same team who worked on Alan Wake.
Remedy,
Remedy, right. Now, 3 was developed by some subsidiary of Rockstar Entertainment. Did you feel like they handled that transition well? Did they honor sort of what the history of the game was, or did it really feel like their own spin on an established franchise?
There's definitely... So, they very much retain the tone and the character of Max Payne. That remains very strong, and they retain the main mechanics of the game. Max Payne is probably most famous for its really dark, gritty noir style, and also the shoot dodge mechanic, which is that for some reason he is imbued with the superhuman power to be able to jump sideways in slow motion and avoid every bullet coming his way whilst lining up perfect shots in the faces of his enemies. And he's able to do that in this third game. It's never really explained how he can do this. It's just something he's capable of.
Wait, y'all can't do that?
Yeah, I wish.
To be fair, I haven't tried.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, we could all try right now and try and jump in slow motion sideways and see how far that gets us. So they keep that. There is a big difference in the first 2 games are set in New York, but the third game they move Max Payne from there to Brazil, He's no longer a cop. He now works as a bodyguard for some bigwigs over in Brazil. And true to form, it does not go well for anybody involved. We do go back to New York in flashback form to see why it went wrong for him there, and why he's no longer a police officer and is moved to Brazil. But most of it is set in like favelas, Brazilian skyscrapers, places like that. It is super dark. It's like noir with a capital N. You've got your kidnappings, your drugs, your murder, which is all kind of standard stuff. But there's also this whole human organ trafficking storyline, which is really lovely. Yeah.
So is he the problem, or is he like the good guy here? Because it sounds like Trouble's either following him, or at some point the common denominator is him. If he's going all these different, he even changed countries and he still has trouble.
Yeah, which is actually a really, really, really strong point in the story, and that they really make an effort to show that he is part of the problem, and he is a very flawed character. He is a drunk. He's addicted to painkillers, and a lot of the plot points center around him making an absolute balls up of the situations that he's in, and actually making things worse. So yes,
this reminds me structurally in a lot of ways of Condemned 2, like the way you're explaining the character. Did you play the second Condemned game?
I did, yeah, definitely.
So would you say it's a similar, because it's the same idea, right? Like he's a drunk, disgraced former police detective.
Yeah, definitely.
He's trying to make things right, but in making things right, he's kind of making it worse.
Yeah, there's elements of that, except I'd say that the writing and the characterization is about 1,000,000 times better than Condemned was.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. It's just very well put together. I don't know if you've ever seen the show Narcos, which is about the rise of Pablo Escobar and that whole situation. Obviously, that's in Colombia, but there's a lot of similarities here with the kind of the portrayal of the underground, and basically everyone is trying to kill you. Gangs, mercenaries, the cops, everyone is out to get you, and you're a one-man army.
So you said at the top you earned about, 720 gamer score in the game? So how much of that came from the single player campaign?
Excuse me.
Oh no.
Just dying over here.
Cough on that side of the Atlantic.
I don't actually know. I didn't separate it in that. A good chunk came from the single player. I played through on medium. Mm-hmm. Yes, Elroy. I didn't get my gains on hard or hardcore modes.
Yeah, that biceps looking. It's all right, but.
But I will say that I did use
a little more definition.
I did use free aim. So you can choose to either lock on your enemies or you can free aim. Quite a lot of achievements are tied to using free aim, so I used free aim, and that made things a little bit tougher for myself, definitely. Most of the achievements are story based, a few miscellaneous stuff around clearing out a whole room when you're doing a shoot dodge move. It's in slow motion. Also quite a lot of collectibles, gun parts, clues, which make up probably the majority of the gamer score. But I did manage to get together a multiplayer session with some members of the community. So shout out to Michael KV, Kingsman, Fug, and a Discord lurker called The Sixth Petal, who is a really great guy and helped out in one of the sessions. And a lot of the stuff is actually very boostable, as you can probably attest to, Michelle. If you get a good group together. So. But if you really want to put time into the multiplayer, there's a massive grind involved, which I will not be doing. There's also a really weird thing, something that we kind of forgot about now in the days of the 1, is that because games don't automatically update on the 360, sometimes what you have to do is when you launch a game is install an update straight away. But the one thing with Max Payne is that there's also these compatibility packs you have to download. So when we tried to get a multiplayer session going with Kingsman and Fug, they spent about the first half an hour of the session just downloading compatibility packs, which, on the one would have just downloaded in the background for the game. But on the 360, you have to actually go into the game, go into the marketplace.
Oh yeah, that happened to me
packs,
recently with Time Shift. There's a game called Time Shift, and Tom and I were boosting that, and that same thing happened to us.
Yeah, so I mean,
funny you say that.
Yeah, it does. I think we take it for granted now the fact that these games can just update and download these things in the background. Yeah, so overall, I think a really great game and very, very quotable as well. Like I said, it's very noir, and it's got some great Raymond Chandler-esque lines delivered with gravelly voiced panache. Do you want to hear a few of them?
Oh, I would love to.
Okay. I was planning to ask. I'm glad you volunteered.
Right. Okay. I'm going to try my best gravelly voiced Max Payne. The guy was smoother than an oil slick on an iceberg, and about as toxic.
Nice.
Yeah. How about this one? I'd killed more cops than cholesterol.
Nice.
I think one of my favourites, though, and I think Rocky may need to bleep this one. Do you think a pile of shit feels popular because it's surrounded by flies?
That's not getting censored.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah. So it's just full of great lines like that. Great
I'll write that one down.
Yeah, Max Payne. Yeah, I mean it's worth the price of admission just for some of the great dialogue and the lines and the real atmosphere that it has. So definitely a recommend.
I think if it's a game you don't have access to already, it had been frequently on sale, but with Xbox 360 sales kind of dwindling these days, I don't know the last time it was on sale, but it used to be something you could find for like $10 with the season pass. So if you haven't played it and you're interested in hearing some of these lines delivered by the original voice actors and not our wonderful cover artist here, definitely keep your eyes open for that.
So how many hours you got left on this thing? I see the completion estimates, 200 hours.
That I think that is purely
200
for the
plus.
grind, multiplayer grind. Also, the hardest modes only unlock once you've finished the game a couple of times.
Oh, so non-stacking difficulties?
Yeah, the New York Minute mode, which you have to do in one life on the hardest difficulty. That's not happening.
Are you planning to try to get anything else out of this game?
I'll tell you what, single player, I think I've done everything I possibly can. And multiplayer, if another session pops up, I will be more than happy to jump in to do some of the extra stuff that I wasn't able to boost. But I'm not touching that grind.
I didn't really get to ask you the same question, Elroy, insofar as Family Game Night 3. Are you done? You've had enough of the game of life and hands down, or is there still some more stuff you think you're going to try to get out of that game?
Yeah, I'll go back probably at some point. Maybe I'll figure out how to get my little helper to connect to a 360. If you have some tips on that, please hit me up and DM, and so I can troubleshoot that. But I couldn't get the controller to recognize when it was being connected through it. But if I can get that, I'd feel reinvigorated, and then I would probably go for it. Probably get some more out of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts about Max Payne 3?
Just that it's a real shame.
Do you wish there was a Max Payne 4?
Yeah, I definitely buy into that, and it's a real shame that they haven't been able to bring it to the one in any form. Because it's a game that's worth playing, I'd say, if you enjoy that kind of thing.
It's going to be a pass for me, but I do enjoy your impersonations.
Wait, I've got another one. Last one.
Okay.
I stood out. Wait. I stood out in this place like a streetwalker in a monastery.
Nice. Did he pronounce that monastery, though? Or did
monastery.
There you go. We have our regional variants now. We can provide if Rockstar requests. All right. So, if there's nothing left to say about that, I played a game last month that was aesthetically pretty much completely the opposite from Max Payne 3. So I introduced last month that I was going to be playing Lollipop Chainsaw. Lollipop Chainsaw is best described as very Japanese. You play as an 18-year-old cheerleader. She is from a family of zombie hunters. It takes place on the day of her 18th birthday. And of course, as luck would have it, a zombie outbreak happens at her high school and affects the rest of the community. She's on her way during her birthday to go meet her boyfriend so she can introduce him to her family. Unfortunately, he gets attacked, and the only way that she can save him is to decapitate him, and through some Japanese magic of some sort, keep him alive as just a head that she wears on her hip. So this sets up the basic story behind that, and she has two sisters who are also trying to wish her a happy birthday during this time. Her dad, who is this real cold zombie hunter, is also trying to make sure that she's taken care of, and it's just a strange, odd adventure that's very, very difficult to crystallize any further than that without actually playing it. Insofar as the achievements for the month, I started with just one achievement. I had just bean dived the game for 15 gamer score and 15 true achievements. I thought I had a pretty good month, but I was put to shame by my two co-hosts here. I only earned 27 achievements for 550 gamer score and 943 true achievement. So a good month all told, but not quite as exceptional as the hashtag gains from my bros here.
Oh, yeah. Broing it.
So initially I had started the game on hard mode. I had said to myself, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to follow the guide. The guide basically said just drop kick everything. When you drop kick an enemy, it crashes into the wall, and then you can walk up, one hit kill, nice and easy. That's when I realized I really suck at patience when I'm playing video games, and that just didn't work for me. So after struggling through the prologue and the first stage on hard, I decided I was going to ditch the walkthrough, drop it down to the normal difficulty, and just play through the game. And I enjoyed it a lot more that way. Mm-hmm. If you're the kind of gamer who likes playing games on a hard difficulty, I don't think you'll have any trouble with it, because it really isn't that hard. It just didn't match my playing style. The game has no online components. There's no need to worry about boosting or anything. There are several achievements tied to posting scores in, each time you go through a stage, you get a score, and there are achievements tied to beating your dad's high score in those stages. It's really not that bad. You can play it on easier difficulty. I only knocked out a couple of these during my first playthrough, but they're easy enough to go back to and accomplish. Insofar as the game itself, if you like that Japanese aesthetic, there's a lot here to like about the game. There's really nothing wrong about the development of it. It plays fine. There are different combos you can buy, so the gameplay can stay interesting and fluid, or it can be as button mashy as you want. I also learned while I was playing the game that my 360 controller is experiencing some really horrible stick drift, and I thought there were problems with the camera. There were actually problems with my controller. So my difficulties with the game were probably more user error than game error. But all told, I wound up liking it. If you're into that sort of aesthetic and you're looking for a sort of button mashy hack and slash kind of game, you can do a lot worse than Lollipop Chainsaw. I wouldn't necessarily say to go run out and grab it either. It's also in this day and age where there's some real questions about like aesthetics with like how women are represented in video game media. There are things that are a little bit like cringy. They didn't necessarily bother me so much personally, but I could see where people might be a little offended. Especially, we referenced last month the achievement for looking up Juliet's skirt lunch, which I did not get actually, because I did not get it during natural play at all. And one day if I do complete the game, that's what I'm going to complete the game with. So I liked it for what it was, but I guess sort of user beware if you're thinking about buying it. So
I was looking at your list here. One that came to my attention in a hurry is the Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. And I was kind of wanting to hear a little bit more about his electric balls.
So for each enemy, for each level in the game, there is one enemy at the end that you have to fight. And that enemy, each one has 2 achievements attached to them. One is just for defeating the enemy. And then the other one is for doing some sort of special task while defeating that enemy. So there are 6 overall throughout the game, so you have 12 achievements that are attached to these. Some of them come pretty naturally. Others you kind of need to be aware that they're coming and just follow the guides on TA, but none of them are overly difficult to do in my experience, although I did not get all of them.
So, did you know that Zed's electric balls were coming?
I had an idea.
Okay.
Someone gave me a heads up. But
I digress.
The achievement, like that one, for example, has a pretty, like, a decent ratio. It's a 2 ratio. It's not something difficult to do. It's just if you're playing through the game naturally, you're not going to encounter enough of them to jump over them 15 times. So if you know that that's something you have to look for in the achievement list, you'll just accomplish that and you'll get the achievement, no trouble. And the game also has achievements for things like slaughtering a certain number of zombies, because what good zombie game list doesn't have something like that, for earning a certain number of coins. So there's a lot of kind of stock stuff you'll get along the way. The game does have achievements for playing on harder difficulties, and there's actually, you collect throughout the game these lollipop wrappers, and not all of the lollipops appear on the lower difficulties. So it's sort of similar to Alan Wake, which I'll reference again, where not all of the story pages are available on the normal difficulty. You have to play on the harder difficulty, collect them all. It's the same idea with this. So if you're not playing on the harder difficulty, you will lock yourself out of a couple, of at least one of the collectible achievements as well. Maybe more of them. Yeah, it looks like you're going to lock yourself out of the lollipop wrappers, the zombie album, and collecting all the background music. So if you... That's why if you follow the guide, they do recommend the hard mode first. So you can just kind of bang all that out and then drop to the lower difficulty to do things like the high scores, which is attached to combos. Again, it's not hard if you're used to playing games that way, but it didn't match how I like to play my games. Yeah.
So I see that there's one for watching the bad ending, but I see that you elected to go for the happy ending. Any reason there?
Good question. I like that you're paying attention to the list more than I am.
There you go.
Throughout the game, you are tasked at times with saving classmates. So these will be very obvious. They're not out of the way in any way. You'll go down a hallway and then you'll see somebody's in trouble and they'll have a little SOS over their heads and you have to rescue them. If you rescue them, they give you a whole bunch of coins and they step away and usually say something wildly inappropriate as they do so. If you don't rescue them, they turn into zombies. So when you rescue them all, you get the good ending. So I rescued them all just as a matter of course playing through the game. From what I understand from the achievement solution, if you saw the good ending, you can always go back and select to see the bad ending. So it's not that saving everybody will then lock you out from the bad ending and you'd have to replay the game. I just haven't gone through, because when I finished the game, I intended to go back and get a couple things. I still don't have killing 3,000 zombies. I can still get some of the dad's high scores. I don't have all of the special achievements that you can earn during the different boss fights. There's still quite a bit I feel like I can reasonably do. I just haven't gone back to the game to do them. So I do intend to get that one at some point.
Is there any benefit that is gained from kissing the severed head on that you're carrying around? I see there's one for doing so 100 times. So I know that there's the gains from that in the sense that you get 15 gamer score, but does it give you anything in game?
So throughout the game, Nick, who is your headless boyfriend, has different special abilities that are kind of attached to him, like the Nick Cannon and the Nick Shake. Every time you activate one of those special abilities, which you do by buying Nick tickets, Juliet kisses Nick. So that's where that comes from. So the best way to do it in the game, if you're playing it, is there's a specific spot right at the beginning of stage 5. You get right up to where the store is. You buy a Nick ticket, and then you use the Nick Shake ability. And what Nick Shake does is you mash the X button a lot, and it just drops coins. That gives you, 200 I think 200 coins. You step forward a little bit, trigger a save, reload the checkpoint, and then you can go buy a ticket again, run Nick Shake again. So that helps you build up coins. It helps you buy all the different combos. It helps you buy all the different power-ups, and it helps you with the kissing Nick 100 times.
Now, I was also noticing that it was developed by Grasshopper Manufacturer Inc. And I thought, well, this is such a bizarre game. What other games did they come out with? And so then I happened to notice Well, I'll be dang. They got the old Shadows of the Damned in there.
I knew exactly what you're going to
And I have a very soft spot in my heart for that game and the hot boner and all that stuff. And so I may actually have to go play Lollipop now. I enjoyed that one.
It's definitely, it's good at what it does. Like I said, it just the world is different now, even though when this game was released in 2011 or 2012. Mm-hmm. And so there are some things where it's like, and also it is Japanese, and the Japanese and culturally what is okay to put out in media and in entertainment is different than in the States and different than in Europe. So there are definitely things where you sit there and go, oh, could they even release this game today? But it is Grasshopper Manufacturer. They have a long history of releasing games that really don't care because games are for everybody, and that includes people who are not made uncomfortable by things like this. So go for it.
You don't have to worry about me being offended or anything.
No.
I'm good. I'm looking forward to it. Let's do it.
Oh, I'm not worried at all about you. Just in terms of anyone listening who might be.
I'm looking at these little commercial or something videos, and I'm curious how those tie into the game. I'm gonna have to watch those a little later. It looks interesting. I don't know if you see there. I don't know what that has to do. If that's a trailer for the game or what is it? It's like two ladies sitting in very scantily clad, and I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know where you're looking either.
Oh yeah, for the promotion of the game, they had a I think it was a cosplayer who they had who like modeled Juliet and went around in live action videos doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, interesting story actually, which I know is aside from what we're talking about. I went to PAX East the year, I guess this must have been, the game came out in June of 2012, so it must have been the 2012 PAX East, which usually takes place around March. And Warner Brothers was there. Warner Brothers published the game, and they had a bus, because the whole game again does take place in and around a school and the neighborhood surrounding the school. So there was a school bus there that was all decked out with advertising for it, and they had a Juliet cosplayer. After the second day, or after the first day of the conference, she wasn't there anymore. And somebody asked the Warner Brothers executive what happened. And apparently a parent had complained about the costume being too revealing and making her feel uncomfortable. And they actually asked the cosplayer to not return the next day.
rather,
family event.
And
I thought this was
rather than wear more clothes, that was the only option.
And I thought it was super funny because the previous year there was a Duke Nukem Forever booth with, all the associated booth babes. But that's when PAX really moved into there. No booth babes. There's none of that sort of stuff at our conference. It's a family-friendly conference. So, that somebody complained, and she was out.
Wow.
They were not going to
Yeah, so it was Jessica Nigri, who is quite a famous cosplayer, and a lot of companies have used her as, like, the official spokesperson of their games. She did Lollipop Chainsaw and Assassin's Creed 4. I guess as a pirate wench.
Nice.
But probably with a little more clothing for Assassin's Creed 4. So that was a productive March, or a productive February, I should say, for all three of us. We're now recording this deep into March. So we should probably go around the room again real quickly and talk about our March games. I'm actually going to start real quick because I'm going to say right up at the top again, it is March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day and all that good stuff. I have not started my March game yet. So I have about 2 weeks, but no work, to try to make some progress on Venetica, which is going to be my March pick. I'd like to hear Elroy pronounce that once or twice, just to see if I'm getting it right.
I'm just now figuring out what it's called. I keep forgetting what it's called. It's so weird. I don't know. Yeah.
So according to what I'm about to read word for word from Wikipedia, in Venetica, you play as a woman. Let's see here. Venetica takes place in Venice, and it is a world in which death is a human chosen by a group called Corpus to fulfill the duties of the Grim Reaper. So that's the story of it.
Felix, I know that.
What I know about... I've seen you playing that a lot. What I know about Venetica to this point is another game that requires multiple playthroughs, so I'll likely only play through it once. There is a very good strategy, or a very good walkthrough, I should say, written on TA to my understanding as well, so I do plan to just follow that. I'm going to get whatever I can get out of it and probably let it go after that, although hopefully it will surprise and be more exciting or whatever it is. When it released, it kind of had a lukewarm reception, but it is on my tag. Back in the day, before I started curating for Random To-Do List, it showed up every month. There was especially this achievement with like apple wine or golden apple or something that showed up all the time. So if nothing else, I'm going to get that achievement this month. So that's all I have to say about my March game going in. Elroy, we'll go in reverse order. What are you working on in March?
Well, I had such a wonderful experience with Hasbro Family Game Night 3 that I decided I needed to do something completely different and go a complete different direction. So I thought, well, I'll just do Family Game Night 4. So
What?
Yeah. So I decided that I keep it in the family, and this game, I don't have an official blurb about it, but I can tell you what it's about. It's basically a game show type environment that takes a bunch of games that you used to play, much like the other one. So it's actually called Family Game Night 4, the game show. And so it has Bop It, which has a soft spot in my heart. I had a Bop It when I was in college, and those are simpler times, and we didn't have a whole lot of entertainment on like trips that we take, and so we took a Bop It. And a little known fact, do y'all even know what a Bop It is? But before I go further with that,
is it one of those things where it goes bop it, squeeze it, or whatever, throw it,
pull it,
I'm familiar.
And then if you mess up, it's good.
I had never.
Go ahead.
I hadn't actually seen one like live and in person until one time I was over Elle's house, and his kids have like a Minions version of one.
Oh, okay.
Which I didn't know was a Bop It until I turned it on, and I'm like, oh, I recognize these sounds from Hasbro Family Game Night 4. So I do know what they are, actually.
I have a BB-8 version.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Nice. They so if you do the actions and then it speeds up and it goes faster, and it just becomes more stressful, and then when you mess up, it yells, it goes and just I don't know, what was that one game where Waka was playing with the death yell? I forget what it was, but
Crimson Keep.
Yeah, Crimson Keep gives you the Crimson Keep.
War cry.
Yeah, it gives you the war cry from Crimson Keep. And so, but a little known fact, you can actually beat a Bop It. You can actually win. It doesn't go on indefinitely.
No way.
Yep. My friend and I.
What do you have to get to win?
My friend and I, we beat it twice, and you're not going to do it single player. So we basically each took two different things. One, I think I took pull it and bop it or something, and he did squeeze it and whatever the other one is, and twist it. Yeah. And so we tag teamed it, and I think you have to get up to 99, and once you hit 100, it goes into a little jingle showing that you beat it. And so I'm sure you could probably
that's what you did for fun in college?
Yeah, that's what we did. Well, we
explain that.
This was the days before smartphones, and so I remember we did it one time on a bus ride from Iowa down to Kansas City for a leadership camp of some sort for something, and so it's a long ride with no entertainment and that's like a 2.5 hour ride, and so we beat Bop It, and we didn't get an achievement, but we got an achievement in our minds. But I'm sure
special skills.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm sure you could probably look it up on YouTube. I don't know, but I can attest that it is true. You can beat a Bop It. Now, so Bop It was one of the games. Another game was Sorry, Connect 4, and there's a Yahtzee version in there. And so basically they just take these games, and you don't actually play the games like this intended. You're playing it like it's a game show. And it's pretty cool for the first 3 times, and then you realize that there's an achievement for having to do it 50 times. And then you're like, oh, that's great. And that is not going to be fun. So I've already started this long journey of mine. I've gotten all the skill-based ones, except for like 1 or 2. I knocked out half of the game already. I'm literally at 500 gamer score for it. And what I got missing is 25 episodes, 50 episodes. Well, it starts with 10 episodes. I ain't even got to 10 yet. 10 episodes I have to play through. Then 25. Oh, that was so much fun. Why don't you do 50 of them? So it's not a very deep game. There's not a whole lot to it. And so they make you keep coming back by putting this stupid achievement in there. And 50 rounds of it, it's just going to be unbearable. And then there's several you'll get several along the way though. So there's 25 games of Connect 4 basketball, 25 games of Bop It, 25 games of Flash. Oh, Scrabble, forgot about Scrabble. Yeah, Scrabble Flash, 25 games of everything. So you'll be I could see where one would stop playing after 25, but I guess if you're going to commit 25, you might as well just go ahead and do the full 50. But again, if I could find a way to have a little device help me out on this. If someone could shoot me a message about that, I could, maybe make this a little easier. But I see, Em, you got 81% of this. Let's see, where did you stop? Yeah, you stopped at...
I stopped at just after 10 games, too. I'm missing some of the play 25 games of... and then a couple other things like 1,500 points in Scrabble.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm not too much further along. I guess I don't remember if the games are generated randomly, so it may just be that you got just to 10 and stopped, and maybe I played to like 15, so I got a couple more games done. But that's really it.
Yeah, it looks like you played it a little bit longer than I have. I don't see any time on it or anything, but you've.
So this is your first non-backwards compatible game that you actually had progress in before the month began.
No, I started it this month, but the month was already...
so you already have 500.
Yeah. I started it. I actually used it for the GTASC thing. This was my 15 360 achievements. I thought, well,
nice.
I'll go ahead and start this, and man, you can get a whole ton of these real fast. So you can get basically that 500 gamer score within maybe an hour and some change. And it's pretty quick. So if you're looking for some quick achievements for something like that, this was the way to go. I ended up getting 16 achievements in it, so that's basically what I did for that challenge to get the bonus. So, yeah, there you go.
Okay. Awesome. And Chewy, what's March holding for you?
So I was quite successful last month with RTDL guiding me to my choice of Max Payne, and I thought I would do the same again. This month it has picked me out Saw 2, Flesh and Blood.
Oh, and blood. That's
not just flesh.
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
That was Saw 1.
I'm a bit of a horror film fan, and I kind of enjoy the Saw films. They're a bit hokey, and they've got more and more silly over the years, but they're watchable enough. I finished the first Saw game, and that was mediocre. This one I dived back in 2015, but I have put a little bit more time into it a couple of years ago, about half an hour's worth. Like you, Michelle, I have not touched it this month, but that's because I was being good and waiting for us to record. So I will spend the next 2 weeks working through it. This is a relatively quick completion. Clocks in around 10 hours, I think. So I am hoping to 100% it this month.
I'm curious what you'll think when you wrap it up, because I played the first Saw game as well. I want to say, actually, it's a GTASC classic for me, because there was in the 2011 version of GTASC, maybe there was a challenge for everybody on the team to start and complete a 1,000 gamerscore game in the same week. And again, this isn't now with the Xbox One era, where you can pick a rat game really easily and get through that. So I remember Saw was the game that I wound up playing. And I remember thinking at the time that it was like, if somebody told a development team of 4 people to develop a Silent Hill game on a budget of less than $100.
Yeah, that pretty much.
It wasn't bad. There were little crystals of good things in there, but it clearly was not given a full AAA type of budget to make a game. But I'm curious how Saw 2 falls in line with that.
Yeah, I remember from the first one, it's just a lot of running around, very dark corridors, and that's about it. It has the occasional trap type puzzle, which is obviously what the films are known for. The second one seems like it's a bit more combat focused, but it also has a lot of the kind of traps and puzzles, some of which you have to do timed so quickly for some achievements.
So have you gone through the achievement list yet? One has definitely caught my eye here. So I am looking directly at Old School. It's the last one listed on this page. Old School for entering the legendary Konami code. Yes. That is awesome. At what point do you do that? Do you know? And I haven't clicked on it or anything. But
on the main menu, it does nothing.
So you don't get 40 lives?
Nothing. Yeah, it is purely a reference. Also, it has the classic time-based achievements, playing on Halloween and playing on Christmas.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So those are the only ones I had.
I guess
for
you won't
be
getting those this month. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
No, I got those back in 2015.
Very nice.
I'm going to have to make a little mental note of this one for possible 1 million Gamerscore achievements for the one for playing on Christmas, but I don't want to wait to Christmas. I guess I could timestamp it or something, but it's called You Wasted Your Life. That is an appropriate one for a 1 million milestone, I would say.
That is perfect, yeah, definitely.
No, that is. I mean, given my average amount of time to get where I'm getting, it's probably going to take me like another 10, 12 years to hit 1 million, so I'll lock that one away. Try to work on it.
Yeah.
I just got halfway there, so it'll take another 6
congratulations.
or 7 years.
I saw you literally hit that today, so good
Thanks.
job.
Also this game will give me the opportunity to again practice my gravelly voice American. Do you want to play a game?
Nice. Awesome, man.
Right. Well, I think that about wraps us up for this month or month and a half or so. I just want to thank again Elroy and Chewy for joining me on this ride. It's definitely fun to have company to go through this with. And if any of you listening have a non-backwards compatible game that you're playing throughout the month and you'd like to either submit a little written thing that we can read aloud or submit a little recording about what you played this month, please feel free to do so. Obviously, the easiest way to reach any of us would be through Discord. You can find us on Discord at discord.io/AH101. And thank you very much for listening, everyone.
So long.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome to GTASC with Wakapeil. Things are getting really intense as the cutoff on individual passed 5,000 true achievement difference last period. Luckily for me, I stumbled upon the Xbox One edition of the board game Ticket to Ride with its very inflated ratio due to its inclusion in Game Pass. You can also play it on the PC. If you already know the rules, this can be a quick completion, earning you around 2,700 TAD in 3 to 5 hours, with the final achievements being very luck-based. While the rules are not complicated, it will take you some extra time if you are new to the game. There are also 10 pieces of DLC, of which the Nordic countries are free, but you'll have to pay for the rest, preferably in the bundle, which is slightly discounted with Game Pass. The DLC achievements, however, while inflated, won't give you as much score in little time as the main game. The biggest score is attached to punching 15 tickets and winning with 240 points. I highly recommend Emperor Dragon Solutions for 15 punch tickets on TA, as it lays out the optimal route for these achievements. You shouldn't attempt to build your routes in the exact sequence, however. You will want to cut off the AI before it steals your routes. When the game is almost finished, you need to have cut off the AI's ticket or it will end the game. If you are lucky, you can set up most of your route, making sure you save more than 2 trains for your final placement. If you're even more lucky, the AI will hang and keep drawing train cards in an endless loop, allowing you to pick up all the tickets you need for the high-value achievements. In theory, this can get you more than 1000 true achievement difference in 10 minutes, but you likely need hours before it clicks. If your route is stolen by the AI, you might as well reset the game or go for any of the other miscellaneous achievements. Ticket to Ride is an excellent board game and it translates well to Xbox, with some minor controller issues, but the biggest problem is that you have to play against the brain-dead AI to earn achievements. You cannot earn them while playing multiplayer. While the base game has 1000 game score worth 3700 TA, the 10 DLC packs ups the totals to 1730 game score worth 6300 TA. I've been tempted to buy the DLC pack, but will likely hold out for a sale. Have a nice day, everyone.